Hello, hello. Hope you're all having a wonderful night. We're continuing with more Ace Attorney, or the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Once again, we began this game last stream last week. So stopped where I'm still in the first case, haven't gotten super far, but we did make some progress, and I think we're getting close to the end. Where I left off, we had broken for a recess in the middle of the trial, I believe. So things should be heating up now. So we're getting more answers, and I think it was the waiter dude who looked really sus. So we'll see if we can complete this first case today, hopefully. And, I don't know, maybe start on the next one. We'll see. I have no idea how long any of these usually take, because it's my first time playing this. So, yeah, I just hope everything is good. Just checking OBS real quick, because sometimes things get out of sync. Am I in sync? Okay. Looks like I'm in sync. Hopefully the sound is in sync, too. Cool. Ooh, so official. I love the little gobble sounds. Okay. 22nd of November, 11:38 a.m. Supreme Court of Adjudicature. Defendants. Antechamber 5. Okay. Excellent work, Rinosuke. That was superb. Ugh. My heart was in my mouth the entire time. It was almost unbelievable. I mean, looking at you in there. You were drenched in sweat, your eyes popping, your knees knocking, and you were grinding your teeth. His arms were weak. Mom's spaghetti. It was a grim sight. Before I knew it, you'd started finding inconsistencies in the testimonies. I think you might have a natural talent for being a lawyer. Forget it. It's terrifying. If I get through this, I don't think I ever want to see the inside of a courtroom again. Ha! Ha! Anyway, it looks like we've exposed your phantom lady at last. Miss Giselle Brett, a student from Great Britain, is she? That's what I was trying to tell everyone from the start. Oh yeah, the mystery woman. We still need to find out more about her. Dr. Wilson wasn't alone. There was a young woman with him, like I've been saying all along. Yes, you have, haven't you? I might not be overly confident in the courtroom, but my powers of observation are one thing I'm sure of. Ooh, okay, is he gonna have, some kind of gimmick thing? Kind of like how Maya could do spirit channeling, and Athena with her psychology, etc. Yes, I can see that. So, about this young gentlewoman. Thanks to our detective friend. She was hastily escorted away from the scene, it seems. Did you see what happened with that? No, I didn't see any of it. I was just on my way out of the restaurant myself. Then, on the floor next to Dr. Wilson's table, I noticed there was a gun lying on the floor, and just after I bent down and picked it up. Bang! I didn't have time to think about where the sound of the gunshot had come from. The waiter ran over to me, looking as white as a sheet. And he bundled me into some sort of small pantry next to the kitchen. Huh? Fast, thank you, brother detective. He apprehended his suspect without a moment's delay. Yes, and because I was shut in the pantry, I have no idea what happened outside in the dining area. Ah, there you are. Well done, both of you. Professor Mikotama. Well, it seems I was right. The pair of you make an outstanding team. You've exceeded my expectations, I have to say. Yes, it seems you planned this from the start. You arranged things so I wouldn't be able to act as a lawyer in this trial. So is this like secretly arranged as the test for Ryunosuke all this time? Is that why it's all set up where it's only military and government personnel that are watching and not like common people? Is this whole thing a setup? Is this whole trial a test? Is this even a real trial? Is this a fake trial? Is anything real? I'm questioning everything now. Our modern country is still in its infancy. Our justice system, even more so. Which is why I firmly believe that we need to send our brightest young stars overseas to learn all they can. I want to avoid a situation that may have resulted in your study tour to Great Britain being cancelled. Well, it makes no difference. Lawyer or otherwise, I'm the kind of man who can't help his best friend avert the worst crisis of his life. I should have wasted everyone's time by going to study overseas anyway. What? What are you saying, Kazuma? So that's your stance. I was afraid you'd feel that way. Kazuma! Well then, it looks like it all comes down to you, young man. To me? Yes. You need to prove your innocence and uncover what really took place in that restaurant. I must say, I very much want to know the truth. After all, I have a personal connection to this case. Come to think of it, he said the same thing earlier this morning, didn't he? If you don't mind me asking, Professor. Did you know the victim? Yes, I did. As you're probably aware, Dr. John H. Wilson was a visiting professor at Yume, and it was I who invited him. Oh, I see. I didn't know that before. Anyway, you're about to go into battle. The victim was a university professor from Great Britain, and a well-known one at that. Naturally, our government is looking to identify and punish the culprit as quickly as possible. But let's not forget who we're up against. The gentlewoman whose involvement our police bureau went to extraordinary lengths to hide. Yes, and I'm sure the prosecution will be using every tool at their disposal to quash your case. But I've no doubt that your pair will put up a good fight, right to the last. Best of luck. Thank you. Now then. I need to run an errand at the university at once. There's something I think we may need. Of course. Good luck, Kazuma-sama. Bow. Still wonder who she is. Defendant Naruhodo! Court recess is over. Please make your way back inside the courtroom at once. It's time. Let's get back to it, partner. Let's go in there and deal a decisive blow. Before these old fossils know what's hit them. Kazuma. What? Thank you. Really? What for? Well, if you hadn't said you believed me then, I'm fairly sure I'd already have been found guilty by now. Look, I have faith in you. As a lawyer, and as a friend. Coming from you, that means a lot. If I'm found guilty in this trial, he's really going to give up on his dream of studying abroad. That's the kind of true friend he is. So this isn't just my battle anymore. Whoever we're up against, we absolutely cannot afford to lose. Alright then. I'll save the thinkies for after the trial. You can treat me to one of those sukiyaki meals I like from Yume Cafeteria on University Street. With an extra large portion, of course. Yeah, I know. That sounds like a good reward to me. 22nd November, 12:09 p.m. Supreme Court of Judicature, Courtroom 2. Rumble, mumble, grumble, grumble. The court hereby resumes the trial of Yonosuke Naruhodo. Prosecutor Auchi, have you managed to subpoena the witness?
Yes, Your Excellency. Against all odds. And thanks to a certain young stripling, the prosecution is now under rather painful scrutiny from the government.
Ugh. Sorry. Let the government scrutinize. That's their job. It's nothing to worry about.
It's unlikely that the good relations we forged with Great Britain will emerge from this trial unscathed. Will you still think it is nothing to worry about when the new treaty breaks down on our nation founders?
I forget exactly what voice I used for him last time. Those one might sound a bit odd. Again, terribly sorry. If the friendship between our nations is really so fragile, then the treaty isn't worth the paper it's written on. You really have nothing to worry about, Ryunosuke.
What do you mean?
A secret trial, anxiety over some foreign government's opinions, a bugwell investigation, missing witnesses. Is this what our nation's justice system is? Is this the Supreme Court of Japan? Or of England?
Shut up, you jumped-up rookie boy! You and your friend know nothing! Nothing of the situation our nation finds itself in! By aligning ourselves with this great world power, we'll become strong. Diplomacy has never been more critical.
This kind of hurts my throat.
Studying political maneuvering is one of our secure futures!
I won't deny that I'm no expert. I'm just a student. And one who could arguably study harder, too. But standing here now in our Supreme Court, there is one thing that I feel very strongly. A country that fails to uphold the truth in its justice system is a country with no future at all. Well said, Ryunosuke. Despite the wide-eyed look of terror.
You little brats!
Thank you, Counsel. This court is the pinnacle of our nation's justice system, and it exists solely for the pursuance of truth. With that in mind, the trial will now resume with the next witness taking the stand. The visiting student from Great Britain, Miss Giselle Brett. Oh boy, we finally get to see her. I wonder if it's that woman in the lobby that we keep saying. Because they haven't introduced her officially yet, so I'm thinking it might be. We'll see. We'll see!
Your Excellency!
Oh, I gotta do a different voice. It's really gonna hurt me. Ooh, that's a lovely hat. Okay, you are not who I expected, but you are quite elegant looking. Oh my, this music. Oh, hey Dawn! Welcome! We're just being introduced to a new challenger has entered the ring, I guess you could say, or entered the courtroom. Yeah, it's time to lay down the law. We are going to get justice and make sure Ryunosuke isn't convicted falsely. Because we know he didn't do it. Someone else did. I think it's a waiter. Waiter is sus right now. Waiter is the imposter. Anyway,
well, what a delight it is to welcome such a fine gentlewoman to Japan, and from such a distant land.
Tea! Someone bring English tea! In England, no discussions place without tea. Is that true? Can someone from England confirm? Is that true? No idea.
So, could we possibly trouble you to state your name and occupation for the court?
Of course. She even looks like she has a swan tail behind her. My name is Satoru Hosonaga. I have been working undercover as the head waiter at La Carnival.
Yes, yes, we know all about you already.
Inspector Hosonaga, where are your manners? In England, it's always ladies first. Is that true? No idea. More importantly, a little earlier today, you said something to me. You said your powers of observation are the one thing you're sure of. Oh yes, I think I did. Didn't I? Yet a description for this amazing sight was simply a woman. Sorry, Ryunosuke, but powers of observation aside, your powers of description are sorely lacking. Oh yeah, true, he didn't really give any detail on what the woman looked like, just that it was a woman. So, yeah, I could probably give us more information than that. Guilty.
So, dear lady, once again, if we may trouble you for your name and occupation, please.
How do you read that? Oh, is it because she's speaking in English and they don't understand it? Maybe? I don't know. Also, she's from England. Should I speak in an English accent? I'm like kind of scared too because it's gonna be bad, but it also sounds like fun to try. Forgive me in advance if this is like a disaster. Yeah, she was speaking in cursive. I have no idea why. We're about to find out. It's Oriange all over again, Dawn. Just speaking in cursive.
I'm terribly sorry, dear lady, but... What?
He speaks cursive too. Cool. Got two Orianges in the house. Yeah, I can't read that.
The lady says her name is Giselle Brett. She comes from London, England.
Oh, okay. So, I'm just assuming that she's speaking English and they don't understand. I'm guessing that's what the cursive means. I hope.
She's a visiting research student currently enrolled in Yume University's medical faculty. Oh my! What a rare treat to hear the dulcet tones of the delightful language of the British people. I'm afraid I understand a word you said, but it was as beautiful as a hummingbird's song.
As far as I can tell. The detective is translating her words faithfully enough. Yeah, that's part of the challenge. Like, how can you trust he's translating this accurately? Yes, I agree. You obviously do fine in England, Kazuma. Her English doesn't rattle you at all, does it? Nor you. You've clearly been paying attention in your English classes, Ryunosuke. The court thanks the beautiful lady for taking the stand. Now, if we may trouble you to confirm something, Miss Brett. I guess that means that the language I speak in is cursive. We're all speaking in cursive here. Three days ago, at a restaurant called La Carnival, a grim murder took place. The court has been led to believe that you were dining there with the victim, Dr. Wilson, at the time. Yeah! We just speak it in cursive, Dawn. It's true. Like, what language do you speak? Cursive. Is that correct? Is that why I had to learn how to write in cursive in school? Okay. She says, yeah, come on. It doesn't take that many words to say yes in English. Like, what? This could take some time. So even though she's studying here in Japan, she can't speak any Japanese. I wonder if, like, it's possible to even translate this, like, if each little squiggle was a letter that you could, like, go back and figure out what she's actually saying. She'd like to apologize for disappearing from the scene. She says that she was due to make a presentation at the university, so she had to leave immediately. Interesting, when you're the one who engineered her escape. I was just following special orders from the Bureau.
Well now, dear lady, would you be so kind as to cast your eyes over this photographic print? Seeing as you were so, unfortunately, present at the scene of the crime, could it be that your resplendent eyes caught sight of the wicked perpetrator, perhaps?
Apparently it was a very frightening and sorrowful sight. Do you mean to say? Yes, it would appear the lady did witness the crime. At the very moment with the accused sitting right there in this courtroom. Shot the victim in cold blood. Aw, man, no, that can't be right. He put her up to say, he's just not translating correctly. Also, why does she look like a bird? Order! Order in the court.
Did you hear that, Your Excellency? Here we have an absolutely conclusive witness statement.
Well, it looks like it's clear now. Clear who a real enemy is. Unfortunately, I will have to ask you to formally testify, if you please. Kindly tell the court the exact nature of this frightening and sorrowful sight you described. When I look at your face, just keep masking it. Frightening and sorrowful sight. Oh gee. Brett, I guess it's her last name. I had arranged to meet for a slightly late luncheon with Dr. Wilson that day. The professor was unable to eat, so I ordered for myself only a beef steak. Okay, so that explains the steak at the table, possibly. After a while, the accused came over to greet the professor, and they got into a fierce argument. But then that doesn't answer why the steak was like on the side of the table where he was, not where she was. But not long afterwards, the accused took the professor's gun and shot him right before my eyes. I don't carry a gun myself, so obviously I couldn't have been the culprit. This is a condemning testimony indeed. Yes! No, I didn't have any kind of argument with the professor at all.
Objection!
Quiet, you filthy wretch! Look at you, you black-hearted blackguard! And look at this snow-white angel! I'm sure even a dark-minded scoundrel like you can imagine whose words the court is going to believe.
Ugh. You're still making the same mistakes, Ryunosuke. You mustn't blurt out when you're goaded like that. It's a lesson you need to learn. Ugh, but he's so annoying. Of course, I was at the scene as well. I took the statements of this lady and the two witnesses who testified before and reported back to the Bureau. It was decided that Miss Brett was not involved, so I let her go. How do you just decide that? The testimonies of the last two witnesses were completely worthless, however. Well, even so, on the day in question, the lady was wearing the same outfit as she is today. As you can see, there was nowhere about her person where she could conceal a firearm. I would think she could hide a gun almost anywhere on that outfit if she wanted to. I know, yeah, look at that huge hat. You could just put the gun under there, or under beneath the plume of the tail. I don't know. Yeah, lots of hiding spots if you ask me.
Unless and until the precise location where the witness is to have hidden a weapon can be shown, this is moot.
There are no pockets in my outfit. I have nowhere to hide a gun. That's a shame. You know, that's one thing I hate. Dresses without pockets. More dresses should have pockets. It's like one of the most exciting things in the world. If I find a good dress that I like that has pockets. It's so satisfying and so wonderful. Even if it's like real pockets, or for that matter, just even finding like women's pants with real pockets is like almost impossible. Like pockets that are not just a sewn in fake thing, or that are even deep enough to put anything in. Like, we need real pockets, okay? Pockets are important. I know, yeah, Dawn, anything with pockets is a miracle. It's so true. It's so true. Like, even the pants I'm wearing today, there's not even a pocket. They're just like in a sewed in like little slit to like simulate a pocket. Like, what the heck? I can't use that. What's even the point? Just a little pocket rant there. Anyway. Those are the witness's own words in the matter. Ugh. That's ridiculous. If only I was allowed to lift up her... I don't know if you want to go that far. I mean... If this was like a modern courthouse, they would have at least like security would have screened anyone walking in a building to make sure they're not carrying a firearm, you know? Like, that's something that's not allowed in a courthouse, like, at all. There'd be like metal detectors or something that would catch that, at least. But, yeah, I don't know about lifting up her dress, Ryunosuke. That doesn't sound appropriate. Don't think about doing anything rash, Ryunosuke. But I didn't fire the gun I picked up. There must have been another gun there that day. Another gun. Right about that, which means this lady was hiding the gun somewhere. Yes, that's what we have to prove now. It has to be the giant hat, okay? And to do so, we will need to pull her testimony apart. Like, does Ryunosuke even remember her wearing a hat? He mentioned nothing about that. The defense may now cross-examine the witness. Oh, yes, Your Excellency. Is that even a real swan? Is it like a taxidermy swan, or is it fake? Okay, let's press these. Yes! Like always says yes instead of hold it. After 2 p.m. in fact. That's really quite a late lunch, isn't it?
Objection! You don't keep up with the latest fashions from Britain, do you? Late luncheons are en vogue, is that right?
Well, then I guess I'm on vogue because I tend to eat my lunch kind of late. Well, not every day. Today I did, though. It was like after 1 p.m. when I finally ate. But... I know he's so nervous. Poor child. He's just, Ryunosuke is just looks scared out of his mind. No. We understood that. Why is the cursive legible now? I guess that's like her attempt to speak in Japanese. Ugh. A decisive English. No, has quite a sting to it. Oh gosh. Yeah. The gentlewoman is currently working in the victim's research laboratory, it seems. So it was apparently a daily occurrence that they would have lunch together. Oh, that's nice. But on the day in question, the victim had another appointment at the clinic first. Yes, which we can prove from the medical report card that was submitted as evidence earlier. That's right. Miss Brett and the victim went to lunch following the victim's treatment, which is why it was so late. Yes, that all makes perfect sense. Such wonderful logic! What a shining example of English intelligence this fine gentlewoman is. Oh goodness, could you kiss more ass than that, my dude? Like, ugh. So you both arrived at the restaurant. What happened next? He still looks so nervous. Yeah, total simp. He is a simp, Dawn. Yes! He was unable to eat, you say? And that was because he'd just had a tooth removed at Hota Clinic, correct? That's right. You're supposed to actually check with the witness before answering? Yeah. Was Miss Brett aware of the fact? It seems so, yes. She'd heard that the professor was to have some dental treatment. So that would mean that it was you who ate the steak pictured here. Is that right, Miss Brett? That's right, yes. The print you have there shows the table exactly as it was left after the horrifying events. Exactly as it was left?
Dear me, what a harrowing experience! To have traveled to a distant island on the far side of the world and to be embroiled in such a tragic incident. Have no fear, my dear lady. I swear I will crush the evil fiend that is subjecting you to this terrible plight.
Wow, yeah, simple alert, for sure. So the victim, Dr. Wilson, had nothing to eat or drink at all. That's right. Other than some carbonated water. I love you some carbonated water. Actually had some today. I think it was like black raspberry flavored. I don't know what part of the raspberry is, or black raspberry is a thing. I don't know why it's even called that, but it was good. Just water? Yes, the professor was unable to eat, but he had been given permission to drink water. So it appears that the diners toasted their lunch with a glass of water each. They each raised a glass of carbonated water. What do you think, Ryunosuke, about the witness's last statement? Oh yeah, I wonder, was there like only one glass on the table? Yeah, I'd say it's meaningful. I think the picture only had one glass. That statement of yours, Miss Brett, has a profound bearing on this case.
Well, well, how fascinating. Do tell us, what is this profound bearing?
He's so nervous! Significance of the statement will become apparent when the time is right. The defense calls for the witness's last statement to be formally added to the testimony.
Huh. Well, sidestep counsel.
Very well. Miss Brett, kindly repeat what you just said to be added to her official testimony. Gladly, she said. That was brilliant, Cosima. I'm going to remember that one. Which one? The significance will become apparent when the time is right. I could really use that phrase. I'd hope there are some more useful tips you're picking up from this experience than that, Ryunosuke. I'm being chastised. Okay. I have a feeling this is the statement we're gonna have to present something on. Yes! But I still want to press everything first because I want to know what they say. So both you and the professor drink this carbonated water, did you? Yes. Being the waiter, I poured the 2 glasses myself. I clearly remember doing so. Except you're actually a detective? And the beefsteak? That was for you, Miss Brett. Lady says that she had heard it was not customary to eat beef here until Japan opened stores wide to the world. Yes, that's true. Huh. I wonder if that's, like, historically accurate. What a frightful place, is the lady's opinion. I've heard it's not customary to eat sashimi in Great Britain. Now, that's frightening. Oh man, I love me some sashimi. Especially salmon sashimi. It's like the best. Has like the perfect, like buttery, smooth texture. Every country has its own cuisine. As long as people have food to eat, what does it matter what it is? True. Come to think of it. The first time I tried carbonated water, it was much more of a shock than the first time I tried beef. But anyway, back to this witness's statement. Somehow, I feel like there's something out of place in what she's saying. We need to pounce on even the slightest thing now, because we never know what might lead us to our goal. Our goal of turning this trial around. Understood, Cosima.
Yes!
I never got into an argument with the professor. All I did when I noticed him was go over to say hello. Please don't get angry with me. No, I wasn't directing that retort at you. It was meant for the lady next to you. But anyway, as I said, I did not argue with the professor. I'm afraid your words are in vain. Sorry? Yeah, Dawn agreed. Salmon sashimi is the best sashimi. Like, I've tried it with some other fish, and it wasn't as good, man. It's like I can only order the salmon. This bridge does not appear to speak Japanese.
No, of course not. Japanese is such a cumbersome language anyway. English is the future.
We must all... Oh, no. I feel like I'm gonna be offensive just by trying to pronounce this. Supiku Ingurashu. Oh, gosh. I wonder if the prosecution will feel that way forever, or only in the presence of a beautiful woman. Oh, well, that beautiful woman is telling blatant lies with a completely straight face. How to find something that will unravel her testimony, no matter how seemingly insignificant it may be. Anyway, it seems that after the argument, the accused briefly returned to his own seat. That part ties in with what you said, doesn't it? Yes, I still had some coffee to drink. Hey, coffee. Have me some coffee. And the next time you got up after that was when I finished my coffee and stood up to leave. Oh, that sly smile. She's up to something. She is up to something.
Yes!
Like I said, I did not. Oh, I just noticed he's slamming the desk more confidently. And the first part of this, he was like barely tapping it. And now he's like actually doing the slam. I'm so proud of you, man, Ryunosuke. That's the character growth we like to see. Keep it up. Keep getting more confident. You got this. Like I said, I did not shoot that gun. Like I said, there's no point repeating that assertion over and over. Well, I wasn't expecting to be attacked from my own side.
Nevertheless, defendant, you can't deny that when the shot rang out in the restaurant, you had a gun in your hand.
Well, yes, that's true, but... Oh, there he goes. Oh, no, his confidence dropped again. Just a little tap. It's a different sound effect. But all I did was pick up the gun I saw on the floor next to the professor as I was leaving the restaurant. In fact, yes, there was someone much closer to the victim than me at the time. The highly suspicious lady. Ooh.
That will do, you dirty, rotten scoundrel.
Dirty?
Your basic accusations could very well cause an international incident, boy.
I don't think you're supposed to, like, hurl insults at each other in a court of law, but okay. It seems to me that your accusation is just as baseless as ours.
Haha, what nonsense.
The lady is merely stating what she saw. And this is already an international incident as far as I'm concerned, anyway. I don't carry a gun myself, so obviously I couldn't have been the culprit.
Yes!
But you're a detective. It's all very well saying that, but can you prove it? Absolutely. I verified it personally. You... verified it? Yes. Immediately after the incident, I checked to make sure the lady was not carrying a weapon. I distinctly remember her saying, "I'm not." That's... all you did? You just asked her? Yeah, that's not evidence. Surely you carried out a physical search, Inspector. No. You admit it right there. Didn't actually search her. She could be hiding something. Why on earth not?
The Honorable English gentlewoman clearly stated that she did not possess...
Oh my goodness. the killer could be like, no, I didn't kill them, and because they say that, they believe it. Like, oh, no, that's not how it works.
That was...
I hope they get their act together in future cases, because this is a mess.
There was obviously no need for any further probing into the matter.
Or, there was no permission given for any further probing into the matter, perhaps?
Think what you will. But if you're going to continue with this preposterous claim that this refined lady was concealing a firearm, the prosecution demands that you support your assertion with facts.
In other words, he wants evidence. Ugh. It kind of makes me think of those videos where, like, they have people talking in a way of, like, what English would sound like to someone who's not a native speaker, where it's like they're just kind of saying nonsense sounds and syllables, but with an accent that's like someone who speaks English normally. I wonder if that's what it sounds like. The lady wishes to point out that of course she wanted to stay and assist with the investigation, but she was in a hurry to give a presentation at the university, so she was compelled to leave. I mean, if I saw someone get shot right in front of me, I would ask for a leave of absence, and I would like to think people would understand, because that's traumatic. Why is she not traumatized? Why does she seem so calm after this event? That alone should be questioned and considered a point of suspicion. Yeah, no? Not to mention the fact that your office had told you to get the woman out of here. Not to get her out of there. I just urged to leave. Waiter dude, you're just making this scream setup, like, so badly. You're not hiding your intentions well. The lady would like to point out that she is in no way meant to run away from the scene of the crime. Which is why she is only too happy to cooperate and testify here in court today, of course.
And like a certain student who refuses to admit when the game is up. You could at least have the courtesy to pay attention when I'm goading you.
So she's maintaining that you got into an argument with the professor at the end of which you shot him. Which is an out-and-out, totally unfounded lie. Still, her statement is very compelling. After all, she's an elegant, refined, young, and beautiful gentlewoman from Great Britain. In stark contrast to you, just head to toe in a dull black school uniform. I'm dressed exactly the way you are, except for the flapping red ribbons. There's still the mystery of how those ribbons keep flapping. Well, anyway, this is our only chance to expose her testimony as the fiction that it is. If we can't do that, the trial's over. Even you, with your thick skin, must be able to feel the murderous looks you're getting from around the room. Only too well. I feel half dead already. And the fact that I can't see a single inconsistency in her testimony isn't making me feel any better either. The first thing to do is press her on any of her statements that seem even slightly off to you. Do that, and an opening will present itself. I promise you. I need to expose the true face of this exotic foreigner that's hiding beneath the mask. That's what I should be aiming for in this cross-examination. Okay, I think I know what I want to show something on, but first, let me save to make sure. But I can just, like, reset if I mess up. Okay. Okay, this is the point here that I think has a contradiction, because if I remember correctly, I think the photo only showed one glass. that is not what I'm gonna press. Present. Here we go. Yeah, there's one glass. There wasn't the 2 glasses with one toast. Okay, let's see. Will the music stop?
Yes!
Got it. That's it. Let me just confirm something, please. It's to do with this photographic print. His face, I know. Poor guy. It's the most stressful day of his life. Just a short while ago, he spoke of this print showing the victim's table at the crime scene. And also, he just looks like a student in class the whole time, like answering a question. And I love how whenever he wants to speak up, he hasn't really done it so far in this part of the trial. But earlier, he would like raise his hand when he wanted to say something, and I'm like, "Aw, that's so cute." He's like a student. And it was exactly as it was left. That is correct, the lady says. Well, that is, it's odd. Very odd.
Dear me, what's odd is the defense's inability to express itself.
Ugh. Ryunosuke, what is it about the print that looks odd to you? Well, obviously, it's the cheers.
The cheers?
Miss Brett just told us that she and the professor said cheers over a glass of water. But if that's true, there should be 2 glasses on the table, not 1. Ah. You're quite right, Counsel. There's only 1 glass pictured here.
Objection!
Are we supposed to be impressed by this nitpicking over minutia?
What a word.
What possible difference does the presence or absence of a glass make on the case?
Objection!
Everything. Minutia, you say? Could it be that the detective here removed a glass from the table to conceal the lady's presence? Of course not. I would never do something so reckless. But there should have been 2 glasses on the table. Are you going to try to tell me you can clink with only 1? I mean, he was trying to hide the fact that she was there in the first place earlier, so he could have removed just something. You're quite right. I certainly took 2 glasses to the table. Inspector, what did the lady say? I perceive that it was Miss Brett who took the glass from the table. What, did she, like, take it to go? What? It was also terrifying, everything that happened. It was so terrifying. Then why are you, like, going to give a lecture immediately afterwards? Like, I would go home and, like, decompress for a week or something, or longer, if I just witnessed a murder. You know, probably schedule an appointment with a therapist. Eat some pizza. Sleep. I don't know, man. I'd have to recover from that type of ordeal. I panicked and thought I should try to hide the fact that... No. No, you don't panic in this... No. Ugh, this is painful. I panicked and thought I should try to hide the fact that I'd been there at all, she's saying. Good gracious. Sorry. Oh, she spoke.
There, as I assured the court before, this is of no consequence at all.
Oh, please.
You must remember that this student had just murdered this lady's luncheon companion before her very eyes. Who can blame her for concealing a glass or 2 in a state of disarray?
That's absurd.
Oh, really? So do we take it that you are now going to accuse this vulnerable young and beautiful woman of mischief? Oh,
Can't with the compliments, dude. Please.
what? No. This can't be put down to mischief.
I'd like to know. Exactly how the lady took the glass from the scene. It would seem that she slipped it into a small handbag she was here. Could you show us? Do you have proof? A handbag, you say? Yes, Your Excellency, a small handheld pouch commonly carried by well-to-do women in England.
So the beautiful lady has very graciously explained how and why she removed the glass from the scene now. However, the fact remains that this glass has absolutely no bearing on the case. This student has been trying to confuse the court with logical reasoning, but in the end, it comes to nothing. No more pretentious accusations. You have wasted enough time already.
Indeed, the lady has offered a satisfactory explanation as to why she removed the glass. I think henceforth we can consider the matter to have no bearing on the case. Counsel for the defense, are you in agreement? Well, I don't know really. If you want to pursue this matter further, you're going to need to show that it has some deeper significance. Yes, you're right. So she took the glass away in her handbag. Is there a deeper significance there? It's... okay, let me save. I say the handbag because the fact that there was the question of where she could possibly conceal the weapon. So I say the handbag is the more important detail. Wait, a lady put the glass in her handbag, you say?
Yes, to try to keep up. It's already been explained to the court that all English gentlewomen carry handbags for small items.
Let me see. A little while ago, Miss Brett stated the following. There are no pockets in my outfit. I have nowhere to hide a gun. Ha! Contradiction! But she forgot to mention... What she forgot to mention was her handbag. In which it would be perfectly possible to conceal a gun. You're right. Well done, partner. I had a feeling you'd pick up on that too.
What are you insinuating, you vile blackguard?
It's really very simple. The gunshot was heard when the defendant picked up the gun from the restaurant floor. As he didn't fire that gun, we can deduce there must have been another firearm at the scene. The true murder weapon, if you will.
You can't seriously be suggesting.
Inspector Hosonaga. Yes. Did you or did you not search Mr. Zyle Brett's handbag on the day of the murder? No, sir, I did not. As I thought. In other words, another gun, the one that was actually used to kill the professor, could have been hidden inside of Miss Brett's handbag.
No!
Order, order, order!
What is the meaning of this, Inspector?
The meaning of what, Professor Prosecutor Ochi?
Why not did you have the lady open her handbag and show you the contents at the time? Thanks to your bungling incompetence, and now she has to endure these uncomfortable accusations.
Brilliant work, partner. Now we have a chance to expose the real woman behind the mask. Do you think so, Kazuma? Ahem. Saw that mean cough there. Not just any cough. Coughing up blood. Oh, what a sorry situation. Clearly you have no faith in the police. Oh. As I said, I did not touch the lady's handbag after the shooting. Simply because it was unnecessary. Unnecessary? In what way? I had to thank the student lawyer, really. I have real evidence here that I had completely forgotten about. Convenient that you just now remembered. This photographic print. Another one. Who's taking these pictures? I guess it's after the crime. Well, there is the glass. I know the music. This purchase of a photograph that I thought would be prudent to take immediately after the shooting. It's just violence intensify. Or is it a cello? As you can see, it clearly shows Miss Brett's handbag. Well, I never. You can see right through what's inside. Now you bring this up? That's right. Apparently, meshwork bags of these are the height of fashion in London at the moment. So the contents are clearly visible. Exactly, so there was no need to search the lady's handbag. If there had been a gun inside, it would have been immediately obvious. I mean, it could have been wrapped in like a dark cloth or something to where you can't see it. Ack! As you can see, there's nothing to imply Miss Brett's guilt here. Thank you for helping to prove that, Naruhodo-san. Oh no. The accused murderer has been murdered. Order! Order! Inspector Hosonaga, will you submit that print as evidence at once? Certainly, Your Excellency. Alright. Photograph taken by Hosonaga-san shows Miss Brett's handbag on a chair by the victim's table. I think you've had long enough to cross-examine the witness counsel. The court has now been shown considerable evidence. As the photographic print is submitted into the court, record appears to have no further significance. I am satisfied that there is no longer any room for doubt in this matter, and I must make my ruling.
Indeed, and there is only one logical conclusion. That the pathetic rookie sloped over the bench before us is the only possible perpetrator of this crime.
No. Just when I thought I was beginning to turn things around. I'm in a worse situation than I was at the start. Kazuma's not looking too hopeful, is he? Kazuma? Good if he's lost his cool too. His headband's not whipping in the wind anymore either. Oh no. I'm sorry, Ryunosuke. Now that the cross-examination of the witness is over, there's no way to force the trial to continue. What? What do you mean this is it?
Chahaha! I must say, you put up quite a fight for a rookie student. But the weak are meat while the strong eat.
It's a weird rhyme.
You are wasting your time. There is no way to defeat true justice. A fact you can chew on to your heart's content from the inside of your cell.
This can't be happening. Am I really going to be found guilty of a crime that I didn't commit? And Kazuma. His dream of going to study in Great Britain will slip through his fingers. Kazuma? What? Is there really no chance now of turning this trial around? You heard the judge. There's nothing about that last photograph the detective produced that we can contest. Which means there's no basis in which we can argue for the trial to continue. Not good. Better come up with something and quick. Very well, I will now proceed immediately to the ruling.
It seems we'll be able to report to the British government on time after all.
That smug little. Ryunosuke Naruhodo, having considered all of the evidence placed before me, I hereby find you. Yes! Oh boy, is he gonna just pull something out of his hat like Phoenix does at the last moment? Wait, Your Excellency. Ryunosuke? I don't think you can rule on this case yet.
Objection!
This amateurishness is getting tedious. When His Excellency deems the trial is over, he gives his ruling. That is the most basic protocol of the courtroom.
Yes!
Your Excellency, just a moment ago you said this. As the photographic print is submitted appears to have no further significance. There is no longer any room for doubt in this matter, and I must make my ruling. Now that means that if there was a problem with the evidence, some significant detail, I mean, then ruling on the case at this time would be out of the question.
Objection!
You tell him. This is blatant strong clutching. Look at this photographic print. All it shows is the handbag the gentlewoman was carrying on the day in question. There could be no problem with this evidence.
Better know what you're doing, Ryunosuke. I understand your objection, counsel. Certainly, the new evidence submitted by the detective has not undergone the court scrutiny. However, I feel to see how we can glean information from this handbag. You know, I'm wondering what that mark on his wrist is supposed to mean. Maybe we'll follow down that rabbit hole.
Ha! Right, that's exactly. Really, the prosecution is becoming tired of this rookie's desperate wheezes.
Yes, I am desperate, but this isn't a wheeze. There's something about this photograph which just doesn't seem right. If only I could put my finger on it. Very well, I will grant the defense one final opportunity. Oh, is it gonna be one of those where I have to like point out what's sus on the image? I'll be warned that if I am unsatisfied with your response here, the trial will be over with the immediate effect. Oh man! Is it just me or does his hands look huge? The way he's like banging that gavel on them. Oh boy. That's scary stuff. I know, it was so menacing. Like, it looks like he's about to just wreck me with that hammer. Hammer, gavel. It kind of looks like a hammer from this angle. Do I make myself clear? Or does it mean that, is this like an all or nothing thing? Like, if I get it wrong, then I just die or lose? Yes, Your Excellency. So take another look at this photographic print, Inspector Hosonaga submitted before. You will identify for the court where in this print we see the significant detail to which you have alluded. Okay, yep, that's what I thought this was gonna be. Let's save! So if I get it wrong, we'll be fine. Because I wonder if this is like the original Ace Attorneys where like if you get through all your penalties and you have to like completely start the case over. Don't want to do that. Okay, I'm guessing it's this mark on the wrist. Because, like, what is that? We haven't talked about the meaning of this.
Yes!
Look at this here. I'm a little concerned I got it wrong, though, because, music's still playing. There's a very unusual mark on the victim's wrist. That is true. It looks almost like a burn of some description. Okay, maybe we did get it fine.
Objection!
Dear me, I was pondering what new piffle you would come out with. A burn, you say?
On the victim's wrist. Maybe it's like a brand.
Clearly, that has nothing to do with the beneficent lady's handbag.
Yes, it is a burn mark, you're right. It looks like it's shaped that way for a reason, but maybe not. Come on. Also, how would this inspector know about this guy having a burn mark? The police coroner also notified when he was performing the post-mortem examination. It was deemed unrelated to the cause of death, so he didn't note it in his report.
What did I tell you? In any case, we have no idea when the victim suffered his burn, do we? I know possible way of knowing either.
I mean, got any burn specialists in the house? They could probably analyze how long it's been there from looking at it if they examined it. The more I look at it, the more I find myself intrigued by the curious shape of this mark. To me, it looks like a cow's head, like upside down. Like those are horns on the side. However, as Prosecutor Iuchi points out, unless a firm connection to this case can be shown, I cannot allow any further time to be spent on the precise details of this burn. Excuse me, Your Excellency. I presume Miss Brett had a lunch appointment with the Dean and the other university staff. She would like to know if she may be No! You cannot just walk out of here. That's not how it works. She would like to know if she may be excused from the stand.
Oh, of course, lady. We shan't hold you up any longer.
He could totally be the type to have the hat and be like, "Milady."
I'm quite sure His Excellency is about to give his final ruling anyway.
What's your thinking on this, Ryunosuke? Do you believe this bird has something to do with the case? To be honest, I'm not really sure. But if I don't keep pushing, then it's all over. So I was thinking I should keep digging and digging, in the hope that I might uncover something useful. Yes, you're right. I am? If we can just link that bird to this case, if we can do that, we might be able to prise this shutting door back open again. I know, I'm pretty sure that's illegal. You can't just be like, Judge, can I be excused from this courthouse? I know we're in the middle of the trial, but like, can I just go? I know I'm a witness, but you know, I got an appointment. Like, no, you can't just do that. That's not legal.
Just give up, counsel. You can't possibly hope to do that.
Indeed, I'm afraid that without evidence, I can't allow you to pursue what is little more than conjecture. But if we had evidence? Evidence that irrefutably linked the burn on the victim's wrists to the case, then you would allow it? I would, yes. To tell the truth, I hadn't noticed that burn. But as soon as he pointed it out, what I did notice was the color draining from his breastplate. Suspicious. That seems suspicious. Really? I have to find something between that burn and the case. Got him. Yeah, Don. This is the moment of truth. It's time to find some evidence that proves what that burn really means. Oh boy. So then, the defense will now present its evidence at the court. Evidence that demonstrates an inextricable connection with— oh gee, this burn of the victim's trial. Oh gosh, okay. Oh gee, I have like nothing in mind at the moment. I'll have to like read through everything. Okay, what do we have? Wouldn't be the pen. Let's see if we can find anything. Okay, I don't think this is it. Not sure that would have to do with it either. Business card. Can I like flip this thing again? How did that's fine. I was hoping it would have like a mark here that looked like the burn, but no. Oh! Ooh! The mark on the plate. Oh! So did he burn himself on the plate that the steak came on? Is that why it's like perfectly the shape of that? Like it came out, it was too hot and he touched it? Oh, I bet you that's it. Okay. Present.
Yes!
Got it! Yeah! What's this, counsel? Yet another print? Yes, Your Excellency. I believe photographic prints are an amazing invention. When we humans look at the scene, we miss things. But in a photograph, Things you may have overlooked at the time are recorded forevermore.
Do hurry up, rookie. What are you trying to say? To inconvenience this poor lady any further really would be quite inexcusable.
Actually, we may need you to stay with us a little longer, if you don't mind, Miss Brett. You see, it's very clearly visible in this other photograph. How did the victim come to have that unusually shaped bird on his wrist? The reason is recorded here forevermore. What? How?
Objection!
You can't fool me with your little bluffs, boy. If that's your game, then let's see how it plays out. Show the court exactly what you mean.
What is it in this photograph that explains the reason for the victim's burn? You know what? I feel confident enough to not say it before this. We're going it. We're doing it live. We're doing it live.
Yes!
The beefsteak?
Actually, the point is the metal plate the steak was served on. Dude, you gotta watch out. When they bring those things out, they'll warn you, like, oh, it's hot.
Your Excellency, are you alright?
As you can see, there's an emblem on the plate. I guess it's some sort of trademark of Le Carnival. Yeah, is that their logo, maybe? Ah. This emblem on the plate. And the victim's burn are exactly the same shape. They are. Ryunosuke, you genius. You're spot on. Which means the victim must have suffered this burn while he was present at the restaurant.
Objection!
There we go.
But even if that is the case, we can't know if it happened on the day in question or not.
I mean, does he, like, usually burn his hand on the plate? Like, every time he goes there? Like, or before? That'd be weird.
It could have been the day before, or the day before that. It most likely happened at some other unrelated time.
Like, come on. Who examined the body? They could have been able to tell whether or not the burn was fresh. Like, come on.
Well,
Objection!
Sadly, Prosecutor Ouchi, the chances of that are extremely slim. Thanks.
why?
The outline of the burn is clearly discernible. Such a serious injury would have caused quite a commotion in the restaurant. Wouldn't you agree, Inspector Hosonaga? I can imagine having missed such a terrible disaster, certainly.
But...
I would say, looking at the picture of the wound, that it wasn't suffered very long ago. And although it's not a particularly large burn, it's extremely well defined, as the defense just pointed out. This is no mild burn, that's for sure. Can you be more specific, Inspector? Well, let's see. If the plate was at around 90 degrees centigrade, a burn like that would have taken around 3 centimeters. How do you know this information in such depth? I guess he's an inspector? I don't know, man. It's inconceivable the victim would have let out a scream of pain then. I've been investigating at the restaurant for several weeks already, but I have not heard anyone scream at all. I know, Don, how would he just know that? That's, huh? It's not like, how can he tell that? As the head waiter of La Carnival, I can testify to you that but you're not even a real waiter, man. We've established this.
But you're
a detective, not a waiter! Exactly! Even Ouchi is reminding you of that. Like, come on. There you have it. Something isn't right here. As the detective said, Anyone who burnt themselves on a piping hot plate for 3 whole seconds would scream in pain. There's no question of that. And yet Inspector Hosonaga never heard the professor scream, not on that day or any before it. That's right. And the strange thing is, on the day he was shot, I didn't hear him cry out either. Yeah, why wouldn't you hear it? What are you suggesting? Well, the professor had carelessly laid his wrist on the plate for anything like 3 seconds that day. And maybe, was it like post-mortem maybe? Like after he was shot, he just kind of like, his arm just fell and hit the plate, like grazed against it. That would be beyond careless, I think, Counsel. The rest of us in the restaurant, myself, the sergeant, and the old antique dealer. All of us without any question would have heard him scream. Wouldn't you agree, Prosecutor Auchi? Well, yes, I suppose. So the question is, why didn't a single person hear Dr. Wilson scream? Ding. I almost don't believe it, Ryunosuke. Do you think... Can it really be true? I never dreamt we would arrive at a conclusion like this, but... I'm starting to think that maybe... we've been led into a terrible trap. Oh? Oh? I'm not sure what they're getting at just yet. There's only one explanation I can think of to make sense of this apparent impossibility. On the day in question, when he suffered the burn to his wrist, Dr. Wilson... I'm guessing was already deceased, is my guess, but let me save. I don't want to get a penalty. I don't like penalties. I want a clean record. I'm thinking he was already deceased. No man could remain silent while his wrist was burning on a piping hot plate for 3 whole seconds. That's clearly impossible, apart from in one particular situation. Counsel, are you suggesting? Yes, it's only possible. But the man was already dead. Dead, Jim. Already? Dead. They were eating with a dead guy. Knowing what we know now, it's only possible explanation. Yeah, you tell him confidently, man. When the beefsteak was brought to Dr. Wilson's table that day, the professor was already dead. What? But then, why? How? Huh? That's madness! Order, please! Counsel, explain this absurd notion at once. The victim was killed by a gunshot. That's right. That's absolutely right, Your Excellency. What if he was just like shot after the fact to make it look like he was shot, but he was actually killed by some other means? This is just another ridiculous ploy by the rookie student. But clearly he has no grasp for the facts.
Objection!
I know the music's so good, Don. No, Professor Auchi, it's you who has no grasp on the facts. I got him.
I beg your pardon?
As soon as it became apparent that the victim had suffered that burn while at the restaurant, this whole case was turned upside down. Or have you not grasped that yet? Your Excellency, the court must hear from this witness again. If it's true, as we now believe, that the victim was already dead before the gunshot was heard, it's highly likely that Miss Brett knows something about it. Incredible. I certainly didn't anticipate this twist of events.
Neither.
I'm sorry to say, Miss Brett, that you'll have to forget your luncheon engagement.
But, Your Excellency!
The justice system in our court may be in its infancy, but rest assured, all reasonable doubt must be dispelled before... excuse me. I'm prepared to pass judgment. Thank you, Your Excellency. What was that smile?
Yes, of course.
Oh, now she's speaking Japanese.
I mean, I'd be delighted to help.
Yeah, you could speak Japanese all along. I knew it.
Especially if it helps relations between my country and yours.
Wow.
Ah, Miss Brett, you speak Japanese? Well, of course I do. I am studying your country after all.
But then, why have you been speaking through an interpreter until now?
My mother tongue, the Queen's English, is the most refined and elegant language in the world. As a gentlewoman, I try to avoid speaking.
Oh! Ew! Okay, that's not nice. That's terrible. No, don't say that. Ugh, I don't like you. You're terrible. You're terrible. Do not. Japanese is a beautiful language, okay? It's great. It's cool. It's awesome. Like, no. It's terrible.
I try to avoid speaking in vocal tones as much as possible. But it seems the men in this land possess none of the chivalrous virtues of English gentlemen. So I can see that I shall have to lower myself to communicating with you all on your own level.
Well, you are the epitome of a true English gentlewoman.
We are truly honored by this. The lavish consideration you so graciously afford us.
Still a simp even after all that, my dude. I see. In that case, Miss Brett, I will now ask you to testify in your own words about the events leading up to the death of the victim, Dr. Wilson. So, we're finally going to hear her own words on the matter. Things are getting interesting, Ryunosuke. They sure are. Oh boy. Gets a cross-examine her now.
Unfortunately, I have no idea when the...
Oh, the music's like fast now. Like, you know we're almost to the end when that happens.
Unfortunately, I have no idea when the poor man burnt his wrist like that. When the waiter brought my steak, the professor and I raised our glasses in a toast. As far as I've heard, the post-mortem report showed no other possible cause of death besides the gunshot. If there's some other way a man's life can be taken without leaving a trace, please, do show me. But of course, this country's inferior investigative techniques probably wouldn't pick it up on it anyway.
Oh boy. Dang, is she rude. I had the most captivating and beautiful testimony. Why is the judge a simp now too? Why? The most captivating and beautiful testimony will go down in the Supreme Court history. Thank you. No. Easy does it.
I hope that it's the last time I'll have to sully my lips with the coarse tones of your unbecoming tongue. Oh, forgive me. I do hope I haven't insulted anyone.
You straight up insulted everyone. Do not act coy about that. No. No, Miss Brett, no.
Not at all, not at all. It is a delight merely to hear you speak, dear lady. And it seems very clear from your testimony that this boorish talk with Odom's burn is utterly irrelevant. I will be speaking to your country's Minister of Justice about what happened here today. The Minister of Justice? May that irritating little bully of a student be given the harshest punishment possible. Amen.
Oh, gee. Huh? Things? Was that a prayer then? Yeah, why'd you say amen? Like, I don't understand. Why are the amen? Well, you'll have to forgive the irritation, Miss Brett, and put up with a cross-examination for now. You're going down, lady, okay? You're rude. You're clearly hiding something. Like, no. I expect you've noticed that this little bully of a student, as you put it, doesn't miss much. I'm sure I don't need to remind you, counsel, that this will be your final cross-examination. Oh boy. Getting to the end of this case. If you fail to demonstrate any problems with this I've been talking for too long. With this witness's testimony, I will be ruling on the case immediately. Is that clear? Oh man, sounds like all or nothing here. He just laughed himself in the face. Serious time. Yes, Your Excellency. Then you may proceed with the cross-examination. I know, I love him too, Don. He's just, oh, he's precious. I know, he's trying his best. He's doing so hard. Like, you want him to succeed. Unfortunately, I have no idea when the poem mentions riches like that.
Yes!
But his hand was on the searing hot plate for at least 3 whole seconds. You can't not have noticed. Do you think so? Let me ask you something. Sorry? Ever since I arrived at this courtroom, and even still now, the flyer in those unsightly black trousers. What? How can you see that? He's like standing behind the podium. The flyer in those unsightly black trousers of yours have been wide open. And what does it have to do with anything? You had not have noticed, can you? Is this just like a major look moment? Cause like, gee. Huh? What? Ah! Oh no. Yeah, no, he's totally innocent, Super Saturn. Also, welcome! Welcome to the stream. We're now dealing with the sus English lady who speaks in cursive for some reason. Ah, what fun. You hadn't realized. The dear lady is absolutely right. As your friend, you've embarrassed me as well as yourself, Ryunosuke. Why didn't you tell me? Dr. Wilson was a true English gentleman. He chose honorable silence over a vulgar scream. Can your tiny brains imagine such a thing? Oh yes, I think my tiny brain can. You just insulted yourself, Ouchi. Why?
Yes!
Well, I can't. Anyway. When the waiter brought my steak, the professor and I raised our glasses in a toast. As far as I've heard, the post-mortem... Oh wait, I meant to press that last statement.
Yes!
Have to go back. Yes, it's written here in the paperwork. Fatal hemorrhage from ballistic trauma. Yes. Luckily for all of us, a little burn on the wrist isn't going to kill us. And as there were no other signs of trauma on the victim's body to indicate some other cause of death, it could only have been the bullet from your gun that put an end to this innocent man's life. But it doesn't make sense. The burn must have happened straight away when the plate was first brought to the table by the waiter. Yes, that's true. If it had cooled even slightly, it wouldn't have been able to make a burn like that. And if the victim burnt his wrist on the hot plate as soon as it was brought out from the kitchen, then he must have already been dead at that point.
Objection!
And yet, the fact is that the victim was killed by a gunshot to the chest. Until you're able to show the court evidence to disprove that, this is a complete waste of time. I concur. Prosecutor Owatry is right. Urgh. Yeah, let me go back one statement. Because I accidentally, forgot to press this one. Yeah, this is still the exact same, trial. Super Saturn. It's longer than I expected, because I know some of the older Ace Attorney games, the first trial is, like, super short, but this one's been, lengthy. But yeah, still about that one.
Yes!
As you testified before, you were drinking carbonated water. Is that right?
Dr. Wilson was only permitted to drink water at that time, if you remember. Which explains why he ordered that drink. Correct, waiter?
Exactly as you say, sir. Although, whether or not the professor actually drank any of the water when I delivered the steak to the table, I'm afraid I don't remember that. So didn't like the medical note say something about also not like drinking anything for 3 hours, not eating? Damn you! Oh snap! She's getting mean with that cursive. Ah! I have enough English. I just stand out at least. Oh no, you got that wrong, buddy. No. I know you're a simp, but that is way off, dude. That is way off, Ouchi. I like kind of feel bad for him, but I also don't. He's just digging his own grave.
Ah, I have enough English to understand that at least. For the benefit of others in the court, it means. Bless you.
Oh no, it doesn't. It doesn't. I think it means the exact opposite. Anyway. As far as I've heard, the postman... Wait, we already pressed that one, and this one. Yeah, his tiny brain. He himself said it, not us. He admitted to tiny brain.
Yes!
Without leaving a trace. If someone is shot, or strangled, or stabbed, or thrown from a height, however a person's life is taken, there are always telltale traces on the body.
Quite right, dear lady. And as our police force has thoroughly examined the body of the deceased, there can be no doubt. Isn't that right, Inspector Hosonaga?
As I've said, I always aim for a flawless investigation. Can we even trust that, though? There would be physical traces with all those causes of death, that's true. But maybe there's some other way of killing someone that doesn't leave a mark. Yeah, there sure is. If, heaven forbid, you doubt me, young man, you're going to have to tell everyone how exactly you think the professor did lose his life. Otherwise, I'm afraid your argument falls rather flat, doesn't it?
Oh no, Parasite thought. Calling such a sweet young lady's innocence into question. On my honor, I, Takasuchi Ouchi, will cut down any who dare cast such aspersions.
A way of killing someone that leaves no trace. We need some evidence to back us up here. Yeah, well, he was an inspector who was like in disguise as a waiter, so he's actually not a waiter. But they keep seeming to gloss over that fact for some reason. But he's not a real waiter. Yes, evidence.
Yes!
Inferior? What do you mean by that?
In the lands of the Great British Empire, the police store everything found at a crime scene for later examination.
But in this country, you investigate once, and that's the end of it. Isn't that so? I don't know. I guess maybe that's... Yeah, he still dresses as a waiter. I don't know. I don't know why. Maybe there wasn't much time between the incident when they were driving the report. Who knows? I mean, or no, probably it's because when this first started, he was pretending to be a waiter until we called him out on it because of the evidence of us finding out on his business card, his true identity. So, I guess he was still in disguise at the time. Yeah. Yeah, honestly, no. He probably was a better waiter than a detective because he's not doing a great job, is he?
Quite right. The carnival is open for business as usual today, just days after the incident.
Why would people want to go there right after someone was murdered in there? Unless it's a draw, like, oh, sit here, this is where a guy was killed, and people find that cool, like all the true crime fanatics, I don't know, clout, yeah, that too. Like, yo, I sat in the same spot where this dude died.
In
Exactly, which means that even an investigation takes a different direction.
Wait.
What? Yeah, there's still the question of, like, why this guy is coughing up blood. That's, like, never been answered. It doesn't even occur to your naive detective to try to preserve the crime scene. I'm trying to be as tactful about this as I can, you understand?
Aha, a killer blow. The lady is as formidable as she is beautiful.
Amazing. He's actually admitting our police may be flawed. Perhaps Prosecutor Ochi is finally starting to make sense. Poison? Yeah, that'd be like my guess. Because like they just literally just looked at the body and be like, yup, he was shot. They didn't like, I don't know, there wasn't an autopsy performed, so they couldn't have detected if he was poisoned, unless it was like obvious. I very much doubt that. So, there's something about what Miss Brett just said. There was a moment before when something didn't seem quite right. Oh, it makes you wonder, is the waiter poisoned? Is that why he's coughing up blood? Like, did he get exposed to some of it? What do you think, Ryunosuke? I think it's going terribly. No matter how much I press her, I'm not turning up any new information. Yes, as I suspected. She's a tough witness. We need to find a way to break her testimony, or the cross-examination will be over. Yeah, you know, that's what I'm wondering, is, yeah, whatever killed the waiter could also be what killed the doctor. Or what seems to be killing the waiter is what killed the doctor, yeah. That's my suspicion, Super Saturn. But that would mean I have to find a way. There must be some clue somewhere to help us find a chink in our armor. Kazuma? What, Ryunosuke? There is one thing I noticed. Something has been bothering me. Bothering you? You mean about Miss Brett? No, I'd say about the waiter coughing up blood. Actually, no. About the person standing next to her. Inspector Hosonaga. The detective? Yes, he seemed to react a little strangely to Miss Brett's last statement. I was wondering if it might be significant, if I might present an opening, maybe. Alright, I have an idea. Try pressing her on that last statement one more time. If you think so, but this time, instead of targeting the woman herself. Let's see what we can get out of the detective. Ooh, okay, this is different. You can, like, choose who you press if there's more than one person at the stand. Alright then. I wonder what Kazuma's thinking. I kind of think this is a little different, because I think in most of the other games, there wasn't usually, like, more than one person at the stand at a time. It was to be one. Find out soon enough, I suppose. Once I press Miss Brett on her last statement again. Okay. Let's go right over there, I guess. So, like...
Yes!
How do I make sure I'm pressing a certain person? It seems to be the same as before. I wasn't targeting him.
Wait.
Oh wait, here we go, here we go. What do I do here? Do I hit the press button again? Because I heard a wait, my controller like vibrated when that happened. There it is! Okay, I just had to continue the conversation. Yes, there it is again. The detective's reaction is just the same as before. Why? Up until now, the detective has been on the stand with Miss Brett as her interpreter. But things are very different now. For this testimony, the detective is just listening to what the Englishwoman has to say. This could be a golden opportunity. Ha! We got him. What do you mean? When people are actually testifying, they're usually very careful not to let anything slip. However, when they're listening to someone else speak, you'll find they often let their guard down. You're right. Look at him. He's lost in his own thoughts. He's just staring at his hand. pondering life. What led me to this point? It's time. Time to pursue the man in his train of thought. Sorry? Pursue? I'll explain how to do it now, Renosuke. It's all to do with the witness marker. What marker? Okay, this is kind of more tutorial stuff, I guess. At the moment, we're focused on Miss Brett, who's the person actually making the current statement. I like how there's a screenshot of the game in the game. But by moving the marker left and right, you can turn your attention to the other people in the stand. While you're looking at the other witnesses, you'll be able to pursue them with A. Oh man. If you can catch the person at just the right time, you might uncover some new information to pursue. If you ever notice a strange atmosphere amongst the people on the stand, take a good look around. Alright then. So I should move the marker across and focus on the detective. Then pursue him and see what's on his mind. Here we go. Yeah, looking at the blood. Yeah, that's what I would think. Exactly, which means that even if they... Okay, we're back to this. So, I'd say this is a good time to pursue.
Excuse me.
Excuse me. What the? What's the meaning of this? That's so oddly polite. Excuse me, sir. You okay? I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to shock you. He really was lost in his thoughts. Deeply. It looked like you were thinking something just now, Inspector. Perhaps having heard what the lady next to you had to say. If there's something you'd like to say, please, share it with the court. Share it with the class now.
Objection!
What is the meaning of this?
It's a delightful Englishwoman who's testifying at the moment. If you can't find fault with her testimony, then the cross-examination should be over. Immediately.
Oh, is that how it works? Absolutely not. The detective is in the stand, which makes him a valid witness. Yes, not to mention the fact that he's intimately involved in the case. Inspector Hosonaga. Yes. Do you have something to add in relation to the statement just made by Mr. Brett? Oh, well, yes, if you don't mind, I would like to speak. What's he gonna say? The lady is right. Our country's police practices are not as modern as those used in Great Britain. Which is why I, Satoru Hosonaga, always strive to make every investigation I'm involved in flawless. What do you really mean by that? I'll tell you what I mean. I won't have evidence lacking on my watch. I'm not afraid to take everything I can from the scene of the crime. It's preserving evidence, you see. So are you withholding stuff from us? 'Cause that's what it sounds like. I don't care if they call me... Yeah, that's illegal! That's straight up illegal! I don't care if they call me a crime scene thief. I'm not ashamed of what I've done. That's concealing evidence. Crime scene beef? Well, it looks like the lady's remarks touched a nerve there. Take this for example. Is that... This is the bottle of carbonated water that I took to the victim's table on the day in question. Is the poison? And yes, it's lost all of its fizz. Having been opened 3 days ago now. Okay, so this took a day 3 days ago. Yeah, that's why it's dying. But it was carbonated water. I don't care what anyone says. Was until you added the poison to it. Yes, there's some left in the bottle. I can see it.
Oh man, can they pull a thing like in Ace Attorney Trials and Tribulations, where there's that one case where Mia basically has to dare Dahlia and be like, oh, why don't you drink the thing then, if it's actually safe? And then it, like, calls her out on her bluff. I wonder if this is gonna be that kind of situation. One day our police force will be among the best in the world. The time is coming, I guarantee it. I can't say I condone the witness's actions, but I do understand the sentiment. The court will accept the glass bottle of water as evidence. Okay, we got carbonated water. I guess we need to take a closer look at that. Miss Brett? Can you confirm this is indeed the bottle from which you drank on the day of the victim's death? Yes, it was that bottle. What was that about? She seemed to avert her eyes when she answered the judge's question. Sounds like she's lying. Very well. Counsel, you may resume the cross-examination. And the inspector will kindly control his fervor. Ahem. She just gotta like drop dead before this ends, cause like, man. Okay, so let me see if it's been a little bit since I have. Also, I want to take a closer look at that bottle. Yeah, I think she did it. And I guess maybe the inspector is like helping her. I feel like it's either going to be one of these two statements. Okay, let me take a closer look at this bottle. See if we can notice anything. The label is written in a foreign language that I don't recognize. Do you know what it says, Kazuma? I think it's French. This must be very expensive water. Oh gee, imported all the way from France and they're in Japan? What year? You know, that's a good question. I don't know. I'd have to look it up. I know, I think it's like Victorian era, cause I remember seeing in one of the trailers, there's a character that's basically like Sherlock Holmes, so I'm guessing somewhere around there. Yes, but what does it say? That's what I was asking. Then go to France and ask. You could just say that you don't know. Okay. Anything else about this? Anything sus about the bottle? So, this carbonated water is the last drink Dr. Wilson ever had. It looks like there's a little left in the bottle. Although it's just plain water now. Can you test it to find out? You know, I haven't been sweating so much. I'm absolutely parched. Don't drink it. No. I'll just have a sip of this to keep me going. Don't drink the evidence, man. No, Ryunosuke, you can't do that. One thing, that's evidence. You can't go drinking evidence. Oh no, you're right. We don't know what might be inside, do we? Not even kidding. You never cease to amaze me, Ryunosuke. And more days than one. But I wonder, could there be anything in this water? What's the matter? You've gone quiet all of a sudden. Yeah, can we get like a toxicologist or someone to analyze this? I don't know what they had back then. Gotta be some way to detect it. I think it might have worked something out. An interesting possibility. Okay, so I'm guessing, okay. My hunch, this is the statement. Let me see if it's correct if I press on this one.
Yes!
Got it! Yes. What is this? The bottle of water? Actually, there was one method of killing a man without leaving a trace that comes to mind. She knows. Obviously, I'm referring to poison.
Poison?
On the day of his death, we know that Dr. Wilson drank from this bottle of carbonated water. Could it be that there was poison inside? Could it be that the professor actually died after taking a sip from his glass? I mean, that could explain why he just, like, died at the table. Like, they did a toast and then he died. And then, I'm guessing, like, the lady shot him after to make it look like he was shot. And then tried to frame it on someone else. Order, order, order! And on that day, who was sitting at the same table as the professor and able to slip the poison into his drink? There's only one person who could have possibly done it. Giselle Brett, it was you!
Objection!
This is outrageous. To suggest such a thing without a scrap of evidence. You little rookie imbecile. Have you even considered the delicate situation our country finds itself in now? Have you forgotten that we only just signed an accord of friendship with the British Empire? Have you even the vaguest inkling that your rash accusations could jeopardize the entire treaty?
Objection!
This is not a political arena. This is a trial to determine one's guilt with respect to one crime.
What?
The fact that this woman is British makes no difference. We are here to determine the truth.
Kerr!
Ahem, if I may.
I will silence you forever for this disgraceful attack on the—
Shut up! Oh man, that's the best one yet. Shut up. I loved that. That was great. That's a good reaction. It is you who should be silent. Oh man, silencing her own simp. Game of the year. I know, right, John?
Of course.
Dear lady! Oh my goodness, why do you like this, Ouchi? Why? Where did that come from? She just snapped. Show us your true colors now, why don't you?
I'm afraid I may have spoken unfairly before. I offer my most humble apologies.
I'm sorry, my lady. To what are you referring?
I described the police force as inferior. But no matter how inferior they may be, you still investigated this particular point thoroughly, I believe. The bottle, I mean, Inspector, and whether it contained poison or not.
I doubt it. But, of course. You did?
Have you forgotten what my guiding principle is already? I strive for a flawless investigation every time.
I don't believe it.
Naturally, we tested the inside of the bottle and its contents.
Did you drink the contents so that way they couldn't find out what it was? And what did you find, Inspector?
I ordered tests for every toxin that's available in this country.
Well, maybe it's a toxin from Great Britain, because she is not from Japan.
I ordered tests for every toxin that's available in this country at the present time.
We could find no trace of poisoning of any description in the bottle of carbonated water, Your Excellency.
What?
Are you sure?
The tests were meticulously carried out by the chief coroner himself.
No. No! Ugh, man. Just can't catch a break, can we?
I'm very grateful to all of you Japanese. You've successfully established my complete innocence of this horrid affair. Thank you. But of course, dear lady, the pleasure was all ours.
Oh, man. I was so sure.
This can't be right.
Everything falls into place if he was poisoned. Thank you, counsel. I think that cross-examination has clarified everything. But no, it just raised more questions than answers. As the prosecution have asserted, a shot to the chest with a gun is the only conceivable cause of death. But they already confirmed that he was dead before. Furthermore, I know exactly who threw against the wall from his own embarrassment. Pretty much. The accused, who by his own admission was holding this weapon, is the only possible culprit. I'm done for. The court wishes to apologize for the great inconvenience this has caused you, Miss Brett. Oh no. I'm so glad the matter is resolved. Before proceeding, I must ask the counsel for the defense. Do you have any further evidence to present to the court at this point? I know, exactly. Why is no one asking why he's bleeding at the mouth? Like, are you not concerned? That's not something that usually happens. Just like how before everyone was silent when a person had a crying baby on their back. Like, what? Kazuma? I'm sorry, Ryunosuke. I have nothing more. Well, if you'll excuse me now, I really must be leaving. What? Hold it. Yeah, there has to be more. Oh, who are you? Please, wait. Isn't that... What's the meaning of this? Forgive me for intruding on court proceedings, Your Excellency. Susato Mikotoba, Judicial Assistant to Defense. Ooh. Mikotoba? At my darkest hour, nowhere left to go. She appeared like a bolt of lightning. And in her hand, she carried a small package wrapped in a furoshiki cloth. To be continued. Why are you doing this to me? Why you gotta give me cliffhangers? I'm gonna keep going a bit more though. I'm not stopping yet. Okay. Let's see what her deal is. What has she brought to the court? 22nd of November, 1:14 p.m. Supreme Court of Judicature, Courtroom 2. To be continued. Yeah. Well, I understand you are the judicial assistant to the defense, but why this sudden ingress into my courtroom?
Ha! A judicial assistant and a woman, no less. The real state.
Okay, we're gonna get out of here with that sexist BS, okay? That is not welcome in this courthouse. You get out of here, buddy. Roundabout intensifies. Yeah, pretty much. Gosh, I missed the roundabout meme, man. That was a good one. Exactly! He doesn't get an opinion, Dawn. You're right.
The rules state that females are not permitted to enter this court of law other than to testify.
Yes, I fully understand. I ask only for 5 minutes of time. I have some vital evidence that I must hand over to the defense.
Ha! You're too late, little girl. The trial has already been concluded.
5 minutes. I will not allow a moment more.
But, Your Excellency!
I am most grateful. Aw, oh, man. More determined than ever to defeat Aiuchi. Who exactly are you? I'm sorry, there's no time. Please, simply accept this for now. What is it? A report about something? Written in English. It's Giselle Brett's research. The English woman? Oh, well, yeah, because wasn't she part of the faculty for, like, the medical department of the university? So maybe she was studying how to make a poison or something? I don't know. After the trial resumed earlier, I hurried back to the university. I went to Dr. Wilson's laboratory in the medical faculty and borrowed this paper. Oh yes, that's right. Miss Brent was studying under the professor, wasn't she? So, does this research, or whatever it is, have something to do with the case? I'm afraid I don't know. I haven't been able to listen to the proceedings of the trial myself. No, of course not. Special characteristics of curare and its effect on human subjects. Interesting. I wonder if this is that toxin in question. Curare. That sounds like a Final Fantasy healer ability. Curaga, curare. Curare? What's that? I've never heard that one before.
Time's up! The prosecution demands the immediate removal of this female trespasser from the courtroom.
There was too little time for me to read it in detail, but I've summarized what I could on a note just inside the cover. If you think it could be valuable, please cast your eye over it. This is wonderful, thank you. Alright. Yeah, she was studying a poisoned. Yeah, it does sound like a white mage spell, Super Saturn. It totally does. Except this doesn't heal very well, though, does it? It just kills you. It's like an anti-cure. Goodbye then, and good luck. Bye. She just vanished, man. She's a ghost. We've had long enough, counsel. We cannot detain our English guests any longer. I ask the prosecution and the defense now one last time. Does either side have any further evidence to present to the court? I presume not, but we literally just had our like Deus Ex Machina moment, however you pronounce that, or like, hey, the solution's right here. Someone just shows up and hands it to us. Thanks.
The prosecution has made its case convincingly enough already. Nothing more to add, Your Excellency.
Ryunosuke, we're out of options here. This really is our very last chance. Yes, I know. Your Excellency, the defense does have new evidence. That look. The unyielding stare of a true Japanese warrior. Well, Miss Brett. Yes, Your Excellency. If you wouldn't mind, perhaps you could grace us with your presence a little longer. It's a delightful invitation, but I'm afraid it's not a very long until tea time. I'll have to politely decline. Forgive me, Miss Brett. It seems I wasn't clear. I realize it was phrased as a question. However, I must ask you to treat this as an order. Okay, finally, you're standing your ground, Judge. Thank you. I've said it many times before, but the Japanese language makes no sense. Which would it be? My apologies, dear lady. So, counsel. What is this new evidence that demands the court's attention? Okay, I know what it is, but I'm still gonna save, because better safe than sorry. Actually, can I, like, read this more closely? Okay, synopsis. A poison made from the bark of certain trees in the jungles of South America. The hunters of the region have used it since ancient times to incapacitate their prey. Oh, okay. Effects. So it almost sounds like a tranquilizer of sorts. Instant paralysis of the entire body and subsequent death, even in minute doses. Route of entry. The above-mentioned effects occur when the poison enters body through a wound, such as that inflicted by a blowpipe dart. Due to its ability to render the human body paralytic, it's believed that the toxin could have application as an anesthetic. However, a solution for the respiratory arrest caused as a result of the full-body paralysis must be found first, or the patient would die of suffocation. Yeah, that does not sound like a good anesthetic. Please don't use that in a operating room. That sounds lethal. Anyway, let's present this.
Yes!
Ms. Giselle Brett. We understand you were studying under Dr. Wilson at Yuma University, doing research. Research by sheer coincidence, perhaps, into a deadly poison. Yeah, no, that can't be a coincidence. What? Poison? Where are you going with this, Counsel? A toxin known as Curea, Your Excellency. Even the slightest amount of this deadly poison entering the body leads to instant death.
Objection!
What? What complete and utter nonsense! Curea, you say? I've never even heard of it. You wouldn't have done. What do you mean? I mean that you wouldn't have heard of Curea before, for one very simple reason. It doesn't exist in our country. It doesn't exist. Correct, which means no matter what the tests police can do for the toxins, they never identify Curea. Why? Because there is no test available here that can identify the presence of this highly deadly poison. What? Oh man. Order! Order! Counsel, does this deadly poison truly exist? According to this report authored by the visiting research student from England, Curea has long been used by the tribespeople of South America as a poison to lace their arrows. It seems that it's reasonably well known among European doctors and scientists. To lace their arrows? The report states that it is produced from the extract of a tree that grows in the Amazonian jungle. And it was first brought back to Europe at the turn of the century by explorers. It claims that animals shot by arrows laced with Curea suffer instant death. Doesn't that about sum it up, Miss Brett? She would know.
Objection!
Trumpery? These aspersions are utter trumpery. To start with, if the victim had been administered of this so-called deadly poison, he would have been squirming and writhing in pain, and the other diners would have surely noticed. Au contraire, this poison is, like, paralyzes them, so he wouldn't have been. That's true. What do you say to that, Inspector? Obviously, I would have noticed a disturbance like that. I don't remember anything like that either. I didn't notice that professor being in any kind of pain. According to this, however, it's the other way around. What do you mean? Other way around? The very fact that the victim didn't show any visible signs of distress is evidence that Curea was used. Explain yourself, Counsel. The moment this toxin enters the person's system, it causes instant paralysis. In other words, afflicted victims lose all strength and are completely unable to move. Even if they were in total agony, there would be no visible signs of pain at all. How terrible! Obviously, if a man lost all strength in his muscles, he collapsed on the floor. With a chair under him for support, as Dr. Wilson did, the effects could go largely unnoticed. But I don't follow, Kazuma. That's just paralysis. I thought the poison caused instant death. Or maybe it just, maybe it just caused instant death in animals, but it's not like they could have tested it on humans before. So maybe on a person, it isn't instantly although it's like slower. The full explanation is extremely unpleasant. The poison causes immediate paralysis, as I said, leaving the victim unable to move. But after a short time, the paralysis is so severe, it causes the muscles that control respiration to fail. Respiration? In other words, the actual cause of death is suffocation. And all the while, the victim is conscious and aware, just unable to move. Oh, that is terrifying. Like, you're conscious and aware, but you just, like, can't breathe or tell anyone about it or make a noise. Ugh. That is a terrible way to go. That's hideous!
To the observer, it would look almost like the victim was slipping peacefully into an endless sleep. But for the victim himself, his final moments would be a living hell. That is the true nature of this deadly curare poison. And you're suggesting that this bottle, Council, actually contains this terrifying poison?
Objection!
This is all very convenient, isn't it? A hitherto unknown poison for which there are no means of testing. What a happy tale for the defense. Ahem, if I may. Are these facts? You think you're so clever.
Shut up!
Oh man, tell us them again. It is you who must be taught.
Of course. Dear lady.
So, this is how you Japanese behave, is it? What? It's none of those honest hard work and then announce the results as if you discovered them. I'm appalled. What a loathsome act. Well, Miss Rat, the feeling is mutual. Yeah, really. You're the one put on the act. Whatever do you mean? Capitalizing on the unfortunate circumstances of an innocent man to frame him for a heinous crime? That really is a loathsome act. Wouldn't you agree?
Objection!
Enough of this. I, for one, refuse to accept it. The idea of some poison that doesn't even exist in the great empire of Japan is breaking the rules.
Oh, come on. Ha ha ha. What's so funny? Oh, excuse me. Your Excellency. Yes, Miss Brack? May I borrow that bottle for a moment, please? Well, yes, I don't see, why not? Don't give the killer the evidence. They're gonna do something to it. Shots, yeah. Don't get too big for your boots, oh my gosh, the way she talks. Don't get too big for your boots, you insignificant little islander boys. Sorry. I wonder if the nature of this poison, if like, after so much time, the effect like wears off, so it's gonna be safe now. To an Englishwoman such as myself, this whole affair is a farcical comedy. The little police games and these foolish court romantics, it's laughable, really. But I'm getting bored of it all now. It's time for the games to end. Cheers! Are you actually drinking it, though? Or are you doing that thing where, like, people hold the glass up to them and make it look like they drank something, but it's actually, like, going to the side? I know! Yeah, my guess is, like, it can safely be consumed now. Like, either the poison wore off, or she has so much knowledge of it that she gave herself some kind of antidote in advance, so she's able to drink it. Or going down with the ship. I mean, that's a way to, you know, just... Yeah, that's also an option, I guess. Wait, what are you doing? No sparkle left at all. How appropriate for this shabby affair. Ugh, I want to rip that hat out of you. Goodness. Or the fact that this bottle was taken by this guy and he was concealing that evidence and stole it, he could have replaced the liquid in there with something else too. That's another option. Whatever is the matter? You all look quite stunned. Yeah, that's true too. Some things could be harmless in the digestive tract, but deadly in the bloodstream. Yeah. That is a very good point, Super Saturn. So, no Curare. The bottle was clean. Is that what you're saying? Ha ha ha! You look quite incredulous, little boy, but of course. That's the simple truth. Thank you, Professor D. The findings of every research so concisely here in the Grand Event. You most kind.
Oh, gee.
That's the angle they're taking. That it just was no poisoning there to begin with.
Thank you, waiter. Now then, Your Excellency.
Yes, Miss Brett.
I should like to be excused now, please. I think I've given more than enough of my time for the furtherance of friendships between our countries.
Yes, dear lady. We are most gratified with all the assistance you have given. All you did was insult everyone. Like, come on. This doesn't make sense. There had to have been poison in that bottle. So, how? How did she swallow a whole glass and live to tell the tale? I don't understand it.
Well, I suppose nothing else is little Far Eastern charade. Will make for interesting conversation at the next party I attend in London.
There has to have been poison in that bottle. Doesn't there? But there can't have been, because otherwise she would have killed over dead. Come on, Ryunosuke, we have all the clues now. That bottle of water. Okay, I'm gonna say it contains poison. The culprit did put Cura poison into Dr. Wilson's carbonated water. The defense refuses to change its position. You're serious.
Objection!
Fool, are you blind? There's no possible way that bottle could contain poison. I mean, we just saw.
Miss Brett drinking the water from it? Yeah, I really think it had to have contained some kind of poison.
That's right, which rather complicates your argument, I think.
And I believe that complication can be explained.
How exactly?
I need to think through all the things that don't quite add up here, one by one. I'm sure the answer is the evidence we have in the court record somewhere. It has to be. Very well. And the defense truly intends to assert this claim. Well, maybe not. There was the other glass, though. There was a glass at the table that he drank of, and then there was the separate glass that she put in her purse and, like, brought with her. So maybe one glass had poison and the other didn't? I don't know. Then it must actually support the assertion with evidence. What explains how the witness was able to consume this supposedly poisoned water and escape? That is a very good question. I'm gonna go out on a limb here. I'm still not confident. Oh yeah, true, that is a good point. The book states they only use it on arrows, so... they don't know, like, what kind of effect it would have on a person. Yeah, that's true. Can we read this again? Yeah, no, it mentions the point here. Yeah, exactly! Yeah, it's what you were saying earlier, that the effect occurs when the poison enters through a wound, not when they drink it. I mean, I don't know when it would have entered a wound for him at what point in time. Oh! Well, he did have dental work before this. I don't know if the dentist poisoned him, but like, yeah. That's probably it, yeah. Okay, let's give this a try.
Yes!
The answer to this riddle is right here in Miss Brett's own research report.
Objection!
That's not a valid explanation.
No?
Yeah, the open chest wound. But the thing that confuses me about that, though, is the fact that it seemed that he was dead before he was shot. Because there was a whole thing about Ryunosuke going up to the table, or... No, he was alive then. But the thing about him, like, passing out and burning his hand. And, oh, unless that happened after he was shot. Yeah, no, that's plausible. Yeah, okay.
We don't speak English. That report is utter gibberish.
Come on. Ouchie, you're just spouting nonsense now. Nobody actually shot it. Yeah, maybe it's not even a gun wound. Because, like, there was no actual autopsy. Maybe it was something else. Yeah, that's a good point. They just heard it. They didn't see it. Yeah, I think you're onto something there, Super Saturn.
This impudent young scoundrel is trying to ridicule the court, Your Excellency.
I'm not trying to ridicule anyone. Honest, I'm just reading Susato-san's notes. I concur. This report is too extensive to be considered in its entirety by the court. You would direct us to the pertinent section counsel. Yeah, okay, if you want us to get specific. I think it was the second page. Let me double check here. Pretty sure it was the second page. Yeah. Special characteristics. We've been hearing a lot about this Curare poison. And it's left me curious about something. Oh, counsel. Well, it sounds as though indigenous hunters have been using this poison for years and years. To lace the heads of the arrows that they shot at whatever prey they're hunting. So we've been led to believe, yes. And the point of hunting is to catch prey to eat.
Get to the point, please!
Stabbed a hole with her eye mask stick? Maybe, yeah. But if they were to use these laced arrows, doesn't that mean there wouldn't be traces of poison left in the prey the hunters are going to eat? Yes, good point. So surely the hunters wouldn't want to eat their prey, would they? Because then they'd be eating poison? It's not quite the train of thought that I thought he would get to, but we'll see where this is going. A hairpin? Yeah, because it wouldn't take much, huh? Oh, good gracious, counsel, no, that would be madness. But I actually found the answer to that conundrum. In this research paper here, under special characteristics, it says this. The poison starts to work after entering the body through a wound. Through a wound, you say? I see, that makes sense. Yes, the mention of that particular... Oh! Maybe that's why it entered through a wound when he drank it, because he just had the dental work. So he would have had, like, probably an open wound in his mouth. Because, like, that probably hadn't totally healed up. That must be it. Yes, the mention of that particular detail seemed a little strange to me, though. But it all makes sense when you interpret what's written like this. Yeah, we got him. GG, Ouchi, you lose. When Curare enters the body through an open wound, it has terrifying poisoning effects. However, when it enters the body via the mouth, it has no poisonous effects whatsoever. Okay, that is, like, very well planned if this person would have known about his dental appointment and would have, like, had the poison ready for that day. Or, like, would have know enough about him to be aware of exactly what kind of work was done, to what extent, and the fact that there could be a wound. Like, huh? What? Miss Brett, you authored this research. You knew Curiara's special characteristics. And you knew that she could make a spectacle of drinking that water without any danger to yourself. We got you. You meddling little. Oh, I can't wait for have her meltdown / freak out. I always love it when the perpetrators do that in these games. Oh man, the swan! Rapscallion! The swan awoke. Oh well, Yonosuke, it turns out, it's completely unhinged now. I know, Amuchi is like, you're making my head hurt, man. You're giving me an ouchie. You're an even better lawyer than I thought you'd be. Really? Me? A lawyer?
Objection!
All this poison talk is fascinating, I'm sure. But I fail to see how possibly... Yeah, please shut up, Amuchi. Just stop. So, the ill-bred little puppy has a new toy to play with. Some facts he read in a book. But I'm afraid knowledge doesn't suit you, little boy. It only makes you look silly. What are you trying to say? Your schoolboyish logic has a fatal flaw. It's a schoolboyish? Flaw? Yeah, true. There's like not too many lawyers at this time, I guess, huh? So, I guess, you know, can't expect them to be the best. As even your brain has managed to deduce, Curiara is safe to ingest. It seems likely that its effects are neutralized with the acidic nature of the gastric succus. Oh, yes, well, of course. Gastric suckers? Oh, what are they? I'm wondering what that is too, honestly. So, this lethal poison is completely harmless when drunk. The professor wouldn't have died when he swallowed it, would he? Ah. That's right. Good gracious. That's basic science. Science that even a schoolboy should be able to understand and know. I still got another bomb dropping you though here. Come on. Gastric succor. Yeah. That's the way to spell it. Order! Order in the court! Order! Logic holds. If the lady and the professor drink the same poison, they would be affected in the same way. Are you trying to suggest? Yes! The Curiara poison is completely irrelevant to the case on trial. Oh my gosh, stop it. Just get out of here, Uchi. That's right. Surely even a little cockroach like you could understand something as simple as that. Oh. This is me. I bet you're wondering how I ended up in this situation. What is this welling up inside me? I've never felt like this before. It's a sort of conviction to break down all the discrepancies. It's so intense. Almost rage-like. Oh man. It's gonna go into rage mode. And more than anything else, it's an animalistic desire to take down my prey.
Objection!
Yo! He gave an objection for the first time! Yes! Go, my man. Come on, Ryunosuke. You got this. I don't think so, Mr. Gelbread. How? How dare you use that tone with me? You know very well that there's no fatal flaw here. You know exactly why, even though both you and the victim swallowed the same poison. You are alive, but Dr. Wilson is dead. It looks so goofy with the giant, like, eyes on the mask. Get Phoenix, exactly! Get Phoenix! Counsel, I'm sure I don't need to remind you, you must provide compelling evidence. Oh, we got it. We got it, buddy. We got that evidence. We know that this poison is completely harmless when ingested. Why would Dr. Wilson alone have been killed by the Curiara? Where Where is... Yeah, medical report card.
Take that!
Take that! Yeah, buddy. As Miss Brett soberly pointed out, she drank the same water as the professor. However, there was a fundamental and fatal difference between the two diners. A fatal difference? Oh. The toxic effect of pure air are only felt when the poison enters the body through an open wound. So, for a healthy poised person with no injuries, drinking it is completely harmless. But what if there was a wound inside the mouth of the person drinking the poisoned water? Inside? Yes, like the wound you might have if you had just been to the dentist and had a tooth extracted, for example. Ah! So I guess, yeah, I think they did the gunshot, like, after the fact, just to make it look like he did it. Miss Brett, you've acknowledged many times in your testimony already that you were well aware of Dr. Wilson's dental appointment that day. What if you, objection, what if you shot someone with the throat as a trinket? I think that would kill someone, honestly. Maybe. Probably. So that's it. You use that knowledge to orchestrate this. Is she laughing? I don't like to repeat myself, but honestly, I can't resist. Oh no, I can't wait for the meltdown. It's always my favorite parts. Like I know there's like you can look up a compilation of the meltdowns from the original trilogy. It's pretty fun. These childish courtroom games and your half-baked arguments are so puerile. What do you mean? Don't worry, little schoolboy. You'll find out soon enough. She's gonna show us her true form. You see, when you leave vital evidence lying around, you never know what might happen. Yeah, exactly! You don't just give it to the person. No. No! I mean, it could just slip. Yeah, you knew that was gonna happen. Come on! They better have better courtroom rules after this. Like, please. Oh dear, how careless of me. Yeah, that is totally illegal. That is so illegal, Dawn. I'm afraid some crucial evidence may have just been tragically destroyed. No! Oh, man. What is it? What just happened? It's the English woman. She just smashed that bottle. I did the Supreme Court. What a terrible wonder. Officer, what are you waiting for? Collect up as much of the water from the broken bottle as possible at once. You're wasting your time. This delightful carpet at my feet was a gift from the British Empire. Oh, come on. I assure you it will soak up the water beautifully. You will acknowledge that all the presence of mind to recover it. Exactly. Could she, like, not get in trouble for that? For obstruction of justice? Like, come on, for real. That's a very good point. How could you? You won't get away with this. You can thump the bench and shout as much as you like, little boy. But I'm afraid we'll never know now, will we? If there really was poison in the bottle or not. You. And let us not forget, we still have some very compelling evidence left intact. Isn't that right, counsel for the prosecution? Oh, of course, of course! You are referring to this photographic print, I presume, dear lady? That's right, and really look into this photograph. It's as clear as a day, isn't it? The poor professor was sitting with his back to me. So, of course, the only person who could have shot him from the front is the little schoolboy.
Objection!
No, you killed the victim that day. using Curare. And then, in order to frame Ryunosuke Naruhodo for the crime, you waited until they picked up the pistol you'd arranged for him to find on the floor. Before you shot the professor's dead body in the chest with your own hidden gun. Then, in the confusion that followed, all you had to do was turn the dead professor and his chair around. You see, you had every opportunity to commit this crime. See, I was wondering why the chair is facing the other way. Hee, what a wonderful imagination you have, young man. A hidden gun, you say? And I shot the professor's dead body, did I? Well, I'm terribly sorry, but you don't have a shred of evidence. Exactly. And as young as the support Award claims, the prosecution's stance remains unchanged. The victim, Dr. John H. Wilson, was killed by a gunshot to the chest. Delivered in cold blood by the accused, Ryunosuke Naruhodo. This isn't believable. Yeah, what if the swan is the gun, right? Yeah, I could see that. How can this be happening? We had her, but now, is she really going to get away with it? The way she destroyed that evidence was obscene. Ryunosuke. Yes? We've come this far, but now you're the only one who can finish it. Finish her. What? What do you mean? We've lost a vital piece of evidence, it's true. So if there are any clues left for us to use now, they must be in your head. Okay? In my head? You told me before that your powers of observation were the one thing you could really depend on. Well, yes, that's true, but I didn't manage to notice that this woman was a foreigner with a swan in her head. So think back now and try to remember every last detail about the scene that day. Everything you saw, everything you felt, every color, every smell. What I saw, what I felt. Every color. Blood. Was the steak infused with the poison? Is Cosmo right? Every smelt it who dealt it, yeah. Somewhere in the vibrant memory of the same scene in my head. Could there be another clue to expose the identity of Dr. Wilson's killer? Yeah, I would think so. Actually, Cosmo, I think I might have something. Ori, oh yeah, coughed with the blood. Kind of like how the waiter dude is coughing up blood constantly, maybe. Thinking back over everything I saw, I think I might have uncovered another clue. Haha, you always have something up your sleeve, don't you, Ryunosuke? Come on then, let's wipe that smug smile off that English woman's face with some evidence. Alright, I can't wait. Has been niggling me for a while that something feels amiss in my memories of that day. Whatever it is could be the key to arriving at the truth about all this. It's here somewhere. The clue that shows Dr. Wilson's real killer must have been is... Come on, it has to be the blood. Like, come on, please.
Take that!
Inspector Hosonaga, answer me this. Okay, are we gonna finally address why this guy's coughing up blood? Please? Yes. What is it? He's still miles away. Probably thinking about that bottle being smashed. As you've said a number of times now, you strive for perfection in your investigations, don't you? Absolutely. I wonder, therefore, if perhaps you took anything else from the scene of the crime? Like, for instance, the plate of the steak you took to the victim's table that day?
Objection!
Wait a minute! Where are you going?
Shut up!
Thank you! I don't mind you telling him to shut up. Where are you going with this little boy? It's just a memory that's been troubling me.
What memory?
I saw the scene shown in this photographic print with my own eyes that day. And I saw that on the wooden base of the plate that the steak was served on was a spattering of blood.
What?
Yeah, I just set it up to ask something, the same thing. Yeah, basically.
Oh, really? And what of it?
Obviously, that must have happened when you shot the professor. No, that can't be the case. Take a good look at this photograph and the relative position of everything here. The plate of steak is almost directly behind the victim. If I'm supposed to have shot Dr. Wilson in the chest from the front, there's no way that blood from the victim could have ended up directly behind him. Ah! Oh, yeah, maybe the steak was just very rare. Like, we don't know how he liked to order his steak. Or, yeah. Yes. The blood to have made it onto the plate. It implies the plate was between the victim and the shooter. Which means the shooter must have been sitting opposite the professor as you were. Oh, that's what they're getting at. Yeah, okay. Giselle Brett. I beg your pardon?
Objection!
This is beyond ridiculous, fabricated nonsense. And this court seriously expected to believe something the accused is apparently just remembered, see?
Hold it!
This could be the moment that my entire career in the police force has been leading to.
Inspector, you mean? I guess that was, yeah, like, they're not really going with this, they're not taking this where I thought they would. I'm a little confused what they're applying. Yeah. Yes, I took the plate in the interest of preserving evidence of the scene of the crime. It's called tampering with the crime scene. I took it to beat it all, and I don't care if they call me a crime scene thief because of it. Is the blood his, maybe? That still wouldn't prove anything. I don't know, man. What's going on?
I did what?
I took the steak that you had been eating, Miss Brett. I took the steak that the sergeant had been eating. And I did it all in the name of justice. You are too much. Justice. Poor doc. I know, this poor doctor, man. He did not deserve this. And we can find out for sure whether or not there's a bloodstain on Mrs. Brett's plates. I mean, it's already a bad enough day that he had to go to the dentist. I mean, that's not fun. Who likes to go to the dentist to get a tooth removed? Like, that sounds awful. You know? And then he had to die on top of that? Gee. We must examine it now. Inspector. The court wishes to examine the plate from the victim's table immediately. Yes, sir. Oh boy. Sorry for the delay. Here is what you ordered. The steak. Okay, so I think that what they're applying is the photo doesn't show the blood, but then Ryunosuke remembered that it had blood, so that's why they realized, oh, they took the plate and now they're looking at it. Okay. Well, what about the blood? Is there blood on it?
Of course there isn't.
Quickly, Inspector, the blood, man! Show the court! Of course, examine the plate at your leisure. Did you clean it up? No blood. Yeah, maybe he just actually really wanted to be a waiter. Or as Super Saturn said, he could just be too deep in method acting. No blood anywhere. Are you sure this is the right plate? But no, that's impossible. Either that or the evidence was tampered with. Like, we can't trust anything now. I know he saw it, I'm sure of it. was right there on the table behind the professor. There was blood on the side of the plate.
What an unbecoming expression, little boy.
You see, this is why I always say you can trust what the Japanese tell you. Oh my gosh, this lady. Oh my gosh, why? You scum. Like, seriously. Ugh.
Tisk, I couldn't agree more. What do you mean? She just insulted you too!
Which also, like, means you can't trust what you say. Ugh.
In the case of this disgrace of the Empire.
Oh my gosh. I believe we may have finally reached a conclusion in this trial.
Let's hope so. This less pretend attempt at courtroom proceedings is painful to watch.
I mean, that's kind of describing my experience with this whole trial. It's kind of painful. It's not how court should go.
But I do promise to do my best to forget all about it when it's over.
You would like that, wouldn't you?
Ha! This sorry-looking steak reveals the facts all too clearly. If the sorry-looking accused wishes to examine it again, be my guest.
Okay. Was the plate I saw or thought I saw just a figment of my imagination? I don't think so. This is the now. I've lost. Rinosuke. I know, like, she dropped evidence. Like, we can't trust or believe anything at this point. Like, this is the biggest mess of a trial that I've ever seen. And I've played, like, all the other Ace Attorney games, like, most of them. And it's like, what? Huh? It's not over yet. Not until the final gavel. Never stop believing in yourself.
Don't stop believing.
Keep looking forward, no matter what. Believe in myself. Really? Maybe I should at least examine the evidence for myself. Yeah, examine it. As the evidence requested by the defense has not been shown to be problematic. Excuse me. I accidentally hit a button because I dropped the control. I presume any further examination of evidence in this trial will be unnecessary. Really? Really? Yeah, exactly. Why is he hoarding steaks? That's a mistake right there. I got a beef with this inspector. Does the defense have any objection? That Butsan was going to clinch a trial for me. Can this plate of steak reveal any other clues at all? There has to be another clue, but let me save, because I made it this far with a clean record. I don't want to get a penalty. We haven't looked at it yet, but there's probably a clue. Unless they're implying that, oh, there's no clue because it's actually a different sting. I don't know, man. Let's see what happens. Your Excellency, please wait. This plate of beef is hiding another clue. Another clue that will reveal the shocking truth.
Objection!
Only thing that's shocking here is your unhealthy fascination with beefsteak.
I don't know, steak's good.
Your Excellency, I think I've made myself clear, haven't I? I will not be able to turn a blind eye to any more unnecessary procrastination in this trial.
I'm sorry, Miss Spratt, but we must ensure a thorough examination of the evidence. Right, yeah, that's what I was wondering, if the steak could have been, like, injected with the curator. I don't know what to think at this point. This is a hot mess and a half. I will not give a ruling until I'm completely satisfied that all reasonable doubt has been dispelled.
I see. As a newly affirmed ally of my country, that's still your position, is it?
Thank you, Your Excellency. Counsel for the defense, you will now clearly show the court to what you are alluding. What precisely on this plate? A beefsteak is the new clue to be found. Can I move it? Okay, clearly it's gotta be something, but what? What is our new clue? The fact that there's a second bite taken out of it when there wasn't before? Oh! What have we here? Huh? What in the world is this? I think it's a Koban coin. And the hallmark is from the Hoey. Oh yeah, that's the coin that vendor merchant guy lost. What is it doing there? Is that just to prove that this is the wrong steak, maybe? No, I don't mean what is it? I mean, what's it doing there? Wait, did you say it was a Hoey Koban? Yes, and apart from the meat juices, it looks to be in good condition. I imagine it's very valuable. This is the first time today there's been talk of a Hoey Koban. I've heard of pearls before swine, but I've never heard of bouillon. Okay, that was actually clever. And I don't think you ever will again. This is extraordinary, though. This means... I certainly never expected to find a precious coin under this kind of... Okay, this is what we already went through. I'm guessing I want to present this coin, because... What if this line in my heart's going to be racing as I lift up the meat and peer underneath for a prize? I'm thinking better than writing to the stick about this, Reno's. Oh my gosh. It seemed like they had something to say about this too. I don't want to hear it. This emblem on the side of this plate. Is it a cat? I question the level of competency of some of the people here. It's a cow, obviously. Most likely because the restaurant's signature dish is beefsteak. It seems a lot of different restaurants have their own unique tableware. So this is the symbol of La Carnival, is it? Okay, let's present the coin.
Got it!
Got it! Like the butterfly beam. Yeah, exactly. Is this a cat? It's clearly a cow, man. Goodness gracious, that's... Ah! Come on! What on earth? A Hoey or one at that. Miss Brett, this is in fact the beefsteak that you ordered at the restaurant on the day in question, is it? Tell me, why is your old coin seemingly hidden underneath the meat?
Shut up!
What a ridiculous question. How should I know? I've never seen the thing before in my life. I don't know what this is, but I want no part of it.
Objection!
I fail to see how this is relevant. A coin under the meat. That is simply... I've been a careless mistake by the chef in the moment of distraction. Oh, come on, Pain! I know your name is Aochi, but I'm gonna call you Pain, because that's what you're called in like all the other games.
Objection!
Don't be absurd. We're supposed to believe that this has happened by accident in the kitchen? Rare Hoey Koban just happens to be hidden underneath that piece of steak. If this turns out to be irrelevant to the case, I'll rip my ticket to Great Britain right now. He's right. It can't be a coincidence. Your Excellency. Yes, Counsel. A rare Hoey Koban just happens to be hidden underneath a piece of steak? And this turns out to be irrelevant to the case. I give up my lawyer job right now.
Objection!
By all means, and let us stop you. No one invited you anyway. Oh my goodness.
Shut up!
Yes, shut up, please. Perhaps little boy should realize that it is you who is irrelevant. Savage. Even though I'm the one on trial here. The point is, it's essential that we ask the owner of this coin if he can explain what it's doing under that stake. The owner. And yes, it's obvious. There's only one person it could belong to. The owner of the koban that was found underneath the beefsteak is... I'm pretty sure I know, but... Let's see. Oh, so I want to see the profile of these people, because I haven't read them yet. Okay. It was you. Obviously, it can only be the antiques dealer and the owner of Rasute, Curio Kurakuta-san. Curie, as in Mr. Cucumber something. Honestly, these ridiculous Japanese are quite unfathomable. Ah, yes. The old man who testified earlier alongside the military sergeant, correct? Yes, Your Excellency. I remember him saying that he was up to something with this koban coin when it happened. At exactly the moment the gun was fired. The gunshot interested me not. I was far too busy on the floor. Too busy on the floor. I'm sorry, what were you doing? Hunting for the treasure? Indeed, the Hoiera Koboy, my prize coin! And this Hoiera Koban, do you mean to tell me?
Objection!
No, no, no! Why would Kurakuta-san's koban be sandwiched between the victim's beefsteak and its plate? It makes no sense!
Yes!
That's the point! Which is why I'm asking to bring Kurakuta-san back to the witness stand so we can ask him. Officer, bring both witnesses that testified earlier back in here. Here we go again. Without a moment's delay. I can't believe we come back around to that pair again. But I have a hunch, a strong hunch, that if we chase down the real significance of this koban, we'll find that it's a key element in this case. Oh boy. This trial is long. There's 4 people here now. Oh, 5 if you count the child. What's this all about? Why have I been called up again? Don't you realize that it's dinner time for little baby Ido? But my son's belly is empty, he is fiercer than a pack of wolves. Exploited by the police, we were, like miserable dogs, forced to bear false witness. And when cast from this courtroom, myself, I became a ruined man. You have a knife, dude. Did you stab him? Was it not a gunshot wound? Nothing more I have to say. The sun is set on this Rasute shop owner's assistance. Be that as it may, Kurakuta-san, something has come to light that requires your clarification. As far as your Rasute memory serves, have you ever seen this koban? What? Yes, that's it! The one, the very one! That's the very exact one that it is! The resplendent splendor of his holy treasure that my rusty bones managed to misplace that fateful day. It can't be! As I thought. Young man, enlighten this decrepit old fool, put me out of my misery. Where was my treasure? Where was it dropped? I'm not sure it was dropped anywhere. We found your coin sandwich between a beef steak and its plate, soaking in the seasoned meat's juices. This is sandwiched? Soaking? Seriously? Clearly, it couldn't have fallen there by accident. Which means somebody must have hidden it there on purpose. Somebody concealed my holy treasure between a slab of meat and a bit of plate? Who would do such a thing? Such an inconscionable thing? Excuse me. Could I say something? Yes, of course. Proceed, Inspector Hosonaga. I mentioned this earlier on in the trial, but I was working undercover in the restaurant in order to investigate another case. Oh, okay. Ah, yes, that's right. The secret undercover operation. La Carnival is a high-class Western cuisine restaurant. It attracts wealthy diners, including many foreigners. Recently, there's been a run of similarly executed thefts targeting the restaurant's rich clientele. A number of such incidents have been reported to the police bureau. Wicked crimes indeed. We wanted to nip the case in the bud quickly, especially with so many foreigners being infected. So, that's why you were sent undercover, is it? Yes, I took on the job of waiter at the restaurant in order to flush out the criminal. It seems likely that this Koban incident is the work of the same thief. So unbeknownst to us, there was a master thief at work in the restaurant on a regular basis. The place was already in the scene of several crimes, it seems. I don't know about the master thief part, but the identity of the person who stole the Kora Kuta-san's Koban is also clear. What? What? I think the court would like to hear the defense's view on this matter. Tell us who was a despicable scoundrel who stole Kora Kuta-san's Koban and hit it at the stake. Man, I'm not sure if I know at this point. My brain is not thinking very well anymore. I wonder if it was her, but then what would the motivation be? Or was it him? Well, he's the investigator. Yeah, what if it was Cosmo? He was there that day. I'm very confused at this point. Maybe it was you, because you just don't seem trustworthy. Plus, well, I could always reset if I'm wrong. Auchi? Yeah, it'd be funny if it was Auchi.
Take that!
Yeah, seems like a likely candidate for a Koban thief. No, that was wrong. Come on, Ryunosuke. Huh? You shocked me, Kazuma. Not as much as you shocked me. No one could have approached the table and noticed. Even if you're a crazy fool, you couldn't have missed that. I'm not sure you should be calling Korakuta-san a crazy fool, Kazuma. It's you I'm calling the crazy fool. Maybe I'm on the wrong track here. Ouch. Okay, I don't want any penalties, man. Let's wipe the slate clean here. For the record, this is how I usually play Ace Attorney, so. Yeah, true. He wouldn't be that dumb, huh?
Take that!
I got it wrong again. Because, like, honestly, my brain just right now can't think of who it would be. Okay. Well, that's two that aren't correct. How did the snake come under there? Was it the victim?
Take that!
Nope. I feel like I'm just playing a game of Clue now. It was the butler in the library with the candle stick. Okay, so it wasn't Dr. Wilson. Wasn't you. It wasn't you. What about you?
Take that!
Okay. Yeah, there we go. Obviously, it can only be you. Oh yeah, because wasn't he sitting with the merchant? This is just like solving a different case. It's not even the main case here. So does it answer the question of the murder part? Sergeant Ayusa Nosa. The baby's face, I know, the poor baby. I'm sorry, Dad's gonna have to go to prison now, baby. What? How? How dare you, you monster! Monster? I stole that koban, did I? I'm the master thief of the carnival, am I? Wait, what if the baby's in it? Yeah. Like, grabbed it when no one was looking. You're seriously accusing me of these crimes, cadet? But it was me. It was I. Why are you blaming the baby? Suddenly you're a terrible father. Excuse me. I mean, unless it was an accident. I don't think I call him a mastermind. But it wasn't me. It was Lido. I know it was a mastermind behind all this. Duh. You would push the blames for your crime onto your own son? An innocent little baby? It's you who's the monster, Sergeant Nosa. You sweating? You. Wah! Clippity clop. Oh my god, he's playing horsey. Wee! Wah! Broke Daddy's back. Ah, oh, man. Wait, was it the baby? What universe am I in right now? Nippon Imperial Army Sergeant ESA Nosa, prepare you to stand down at the Supreme Court, sir. I don't know what to think. Do one of you know of the extraordinarily low wages the Nippon Imperial Army pays those it expects to keep our country safe? I understand that the temporary increase in taxation owing to the recently ended conflicts remains in place. And I have heard that it's hard for lower-ranking soldiers to make a living, yes. All I want is to put a hot meal on a table for my son. That's why you're stealing things at the restaurant? The place is heaving with money. Every 3 days I go there and do a reconnaissance for a target. Oh gee. And I enjoy chomping away through a good steak at the same time. Yeah, it sounds like he doesn't bother with a knife and fork, which is worryingly believable. And your target today was the old man in his koban. Yes, sir. He was an easy mark. I slipped the coin into my pocket without any trouble at all. A veritable phantom thief you are. I was all set to leave the steak when I was halfway through devouring when it happened. Bang. Yes, and the professor was shot. I knew that if the police conducted a search and found the coin in my pocket, I'd be finished. I know too. So I hid the incriminating evidence as fast as I could. On the double. I slipped it under the steak. hoping that I'd be able to rendezvous with it again at a later date. Oh boy. This is ridiculous. That's how I feel about this whole scenario, honestly. Perhaps you could carry on with this absurd prattling in your own time. Well, Miss Brett.
Oh, of course, dear lady, of course. How rude of us. I'm quite sure there's no need to detain you any longer at all.
Oh my gosh.
May the esteemed gentleman please be excused, Your Excellency.
Yeah, just everyone here is a criminal. Except for Ryunosuke. Indeed. The theft of the kobold was clearly perpetrated by this baby-saddled sergeant. It would certainly appear to be unrelated to Dr. Wilson's murder. So you got the wrong stake. Gotta go find the correct stake now.
Of course it is.
Hiding a coin under a left meat? The sheer nonsense of such an idea astounds me. Yeah, theft, murder, tampering with evidence, and obstruction of justice. Yeah, Dawn, that's true. Like, there's so many things going wrong here. Everyone should just be guilty. Everyone needs to serve time on this, please. Nonsense is it? Oof. The judge, yeah. Who's the judge?
And as for you picking up your stick and biting into it without using a knife and a fork. It's beyond nonsense. It's pure madness.
Very well. Now that all questions concerning this witness's testimony have been answered, I see no further justification for detaining her. There's every reason. This just proved that we had the wrong stake. That doesn't mean you can just let her go. Even the judge is, oh man. These people, I swear. Miss Brett, you are free to leave. No.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Good luck, everyone.
And good day. Ryunosuke, what's the matter with you? There was no time for daydreaming. Oh, no, it's just something about Miss Brett's parting words there got me thinking. I can't quite work out what exactly, but something she said jarred with me. I feel there was a contradiction in there somewhere. Something didn't quite add up. If that's the case, don't just stand there thinking. Make your voice heard. I'm sorry? You can think later, but if you don't call out now, it'll be too late. The trial will be over. Gosh, just call out now, figure out the facts later. Wait, Miss Brett.
What is it now?
I'm afraid, just one last time. There's something I'd like to ask you. I'd like you to explain the contradiction in your parting words from just a few moments ago.
What are you talking about? What contradiction?
Objection!
What new student nonsense is this?
Oh, well, parting words are you talking about, Ryunosuke? I know. Kazuma is ready to pop out the samurai sword. I don't know how that's allowed in a courtroom, but hey. He's got our backs at the very least.
Hiding a coin under a lump of meat? The sheer nonsense of such an idea astounds me. That isn't picking up your steak and biting into it without using a knife and fork. That's pure nonsense. It's pure madness.
Yes, I'm right. Exactly. Yeah, I guess you can carry a katana if people are allowed to destroy evidence in this court, you know? Could do worse. I'm right when she said they're exposing an undeniable contradiction. I'm going to need to see some evidence, counsel. If Miss Brett's words truly are contradictory, where is evidence to prove it? Oh, gee. Okay. Let's see. Oh, yeah. They're talking about how they didn't use a fork and knife. But, like, I guess maybe it's what the photo shows they were?
Take that!
Photograph reported the scene taken immediately after the incident occurred. Yeah, the steak, yeah, it looked like bite marks to me. Yeah, I thought so. What's interesting is the plate of steak that you can see on the victim's table. Yeah. Which shows it's a different steak altogether. The steak that Miss Brett had been eating before the professor was killed? Yes, go on. Right, yeah, exactly. So was Saturn. That's another point of proof of why it wasn't the right steak. More accurately, Your Excellency. The steak that was on the victim's table just before the professor was killed. Now you're just splitting hairs. Not true. Doesn't something about the steak strike you as very unnatural? Unnatural? What on earth do you mean? It's extremely obvious. I'm talking about the shape of the edge where it's been eaten. Ha. I see you've noticed it too, Miss Brett. Noticed what exactly, Counsel? Just a few months ago, Miss Brett claimed no Englishman could even contemplate picking up a steak and biting into it without using a knife and fork. Of course she did. She's a fine English gentlewoman herself. Then take a good look at the steak, in particular the edge where it's been eaten. Did he just like pick it up with his hand and bite into it? Like, ugh, it's a mess. As you can see, there are clearly defined barbaric teeth marks here. Ah! Oh. Ah! It looks like Miss Brett has realized something. They made that mistake. So, the witness, as she claims, wouldn't contemplate eating anything without using a knife and fork. There shouldn't be any teeth marks on the steak at all.
Objection!
But, what is your actual point? Perhaps the delightful Miss Brett was ravenously hungry could help. Whatever you say, dear lady. As I said, I really must be leaving now. Afternoon tea with the Minister of Justice cannot possibly wait any longer. Of course, of course. This will be all over in the blink of an eye. Rest assured, I'm about to put this rookie in his place. Just leave everything to... Fool. Had enough. Irritating little spectacled samurai relic. Oh, of course. Dear lady! What's the matter, Miss Brett? Have you ruffled your feathers? Ha! Feathers, because this one. Clearly, the witness knows what this means. She's realized the catastrophic implications these teeth marks in the steak have for her. Ryunosuke, do you know where you're going with this? Yes, now at last, it's all come together. The mysterious teeth marks in the steak that had allegedly been eaten with cutlery. The reason why the blood stain I saw, someone seems to have disappeared. And most importantly, the evidence that proves once and for all who shot Dr. Wilson that day. Oh baby. I accept that these teeth marks in the steak are a little unnatural. I know, like, this is going on way longer than I thought it would. It just like dragged out, like gee. Yeah, no, it's very interesting. I'm having a lot of fun too, Super Saturn. I'm enjoying it as well. But what exactly are you suggesting that tells us? Everything, Your Excellency. Everything? Yes, I believe that these barbaric teeth marks on the steak here amount to conclusive evidence in this case. Evidence that will prove beyond any doubt who shot Dr. Wilson.
Shut up!
Conclusive evidence? How many times have I had that today? You wouldn't know the meaning of the phrase, typical Japanese empty threats. How can you be so sure? Oh, it's quite simple. If you really had such conclusive evidence, you would have presented it to the court long ago. Oh, come on. Actually, the evidence I'm talking about hasn't been brought before the court yet. Hasn't been? What? That is because it hasn't been shown yet. doesn't mean that the evidence does not exist.
Objection!
This is upsetting. The trial has been several hours already, and you say there's evidence yet to be brought forward? There had to be. I don't believe you have it.
Objection!
I don't, but there is someone who does have it. Someone in this very courtroom. And if that person is willing to submit the piece of evidence I'm referring to, it will solve every remaining mystery about this case. Very well, I have a feeling this will be my last request of the defense in this trial. Who possesses the conclusive evidence that will reveal the truth about this whole affair? I'm pretty sure that's the waiter. Mr. I took all the evidence from the scene of the crime.
Take that!
The answer is obvious. It's Inspector Hosonaga. What? I have it? Yes. You think I've been withholding conclusive evidence? That's ridiculous. No, I'm not saying that. Everyone's attention has been focused on this steak with the teeth marks. Yes. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you just brought the wrong plate. Now, earlier this afternoon, Sergeant Nosa told the court the following. I'd enjoyed chopping my way through a good steak. And as well as admitting to stealing Korakujo-san's coin, he told us that he slipped it under the steak. You watch it, cadet. I am a superior officer. Sergeant Nosa, could you please confirm something for me? Was the steak that you put the coin under in fact your own steak? Attention! Affirmative, of course. I might be a soldier in the Imperial New World Army, but still. I'm not brave enough to ask a foreign gentle lady if she'd mind me manhandling her meal to hide something in it. In other words, the steak that the detective submitted as evidence earlier was in fact Sergeant Gnosis' meal.
Objection!
But that makes no sense! That plate was taken from the victim's table.
Objection!
Yet the gentle woman doesn't take bites out of her steak, nor did she have any opportunity to steal the coin. Of course I didn't steal it. To even suggest such a thing would be an affront to the entire British Empire. Well then, how do you explain this paradox?
Exactly! Surely you're not going to suggest!
Let's start to switch the Tuesdays over? Not the sergeant, the waiter dude. You did switch the plates? Or did he? Well, after it happened, when I saw the civilian had been murdered right in front of my eyes like that, I panicked. As I said, I immediately lifted my stick and hit the coin underneath it. But then, when the waiter announced he was an undercover policeman, I thought I'd had it. If he decided to investigate my slab of meat, that'd be it. I'd be getting my marching orders. Oh, so that's why they thought that it was the right steak initially. So when the cadet here was arrested and taken off to the kitchen, I seized my chance. With military precision and timing, I switched my steak with the one on the foreign lady's table. What? You can't have. I never saw you do such a thing. It was called Operation Lightning Bolt. There was no time for strategic planning. It was do or die, I tell you. So, yes, I did what had to be done. The baby laughs. Unbelievable! Inconceivable! However, fear not, prosecutor-son. I know what everyone should be arrested in trial now. Like, most of them. What now? I swear on the brass buttons of my uniform that it is all I did, sir. All you did? That's plenty, Sergeant. That is plenty to get you convicted in a court of law.
Yes!
So, Sergeant Nosa switched the plates over. It means he took Miss Brett's steak and the plate it was on back to his own table. Yes, that follows. Inspector Hosonaga. Yes. Earlier in this trial, you told the court this. You said that you had not only taken Miss Brett's steak after the incident, but also the sergeant's. That to preserve evidence, you had to take both. Yeah, you did say that. Ah! That's correct. Then please present it to the court now. The plate that was actually on the victim's table at the precise moment he was shot.
Shut up!
What could Pod possibly tell us now? I need a cold slab of tongue meat. I know he did the classic, like, attorney pose. I love it. I could have the slightest bearing on the case.
Objection!
No, you're not wriggling your way out of it this time, lady. I beg your pardon. Surely you're not that forgetful. Surely you remember the reason why the state pan promises to prove such a problem for you? No? Oh, you're the one who decided it was a problem, not me. The real reason the defense asked to see the plate was to confirm something the defendant remembers seeing. Thinks he remembers. I'm quite sure of what I saw, Miss Brett. On that side of the plate that was on the table directly behind Mr. Wilson, there was a clear splattering of blood from the gunshot wound to the victim's chest. I believe the defendant's memory serves him well. And now we have the evidence to prove it. The plate you were eating from, Miss Brett. Let us not provoke this any further. Inspector, you will show the evidence to the court. Present the beef steak and plate that was originally on the victim's table at the time of the incident. Yes, sir. Sorry for keeping you. Oh gosh, yeah, I did the pose again. Okay, now there's the blood. Here is the other steak in its plate. Please, feel free to examine it. The blood stain. It's clearly visible, look!
Yes!
Now this makes everything clear. The blood you can see on the side of the plate shows that at the moment the victim was shot, he was facing the table with his back to me. In other words, it's impossible for Naruhodo-san to have shot the victim. Ah! It can't be! In fact, there's only one person who could possibly have shot Dr. Wilson in the front. I'm sure everyone knows by now who that person is. That's right. Miss Giselle Brett. It's you! Oh boy. Here we go. Miss Brett unhinged. Out done. By a Japanese, me. By a Japanese schoolboy. No. No. No! It's a real swan? And it had a baby. What the hell? Ah! Yeah, you deserve that. You completely deserve that. Ah! Oh my gosh! There's just a bunch of swan babies everywhere. What? Why is she flying away? But they're little babies! They're so cute! Peep, 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 peep. Oh, I love this. There's a lot of things that I questioned why they're allowed in this court, much less a swan. Aw. Please excuse my little outburst. I briefly lost my composure. Most unbecoming behavior for an English gentlewoman. Forgive me. Oh well, Miss Brett. I think it's time you told the court what actually happened that day. The truth this time. Gladly, Your Excellency. Okay. It was I who took the professor's life using Curare. You admit it. Thank you. Okay. It's about time. As you surmise, I chose that particular day for one very important reason. The professor had a dental appointment for the extraction of one of his teeth in the morning. So you planned to kill the professor, knowing that no trace of poison will be found in his water. Because Curare isn't heard of here in Japan. Yes, of course I never intended to remain at the restaurant for as long as I did. I only needed to see the professor take one tiny sip of his water, and it would all be over. I would place a steak I had ordered in front of him to make it appear as though he had been dining alone. I leave immediately, however. Before any of that happened, there was an unexpected visitor at the professor's table. That would be me, I suppose. Yes, you. Who else? Such a trifling matter, but the fact that you decided to come over to greet the professor meant that I had lost my chance to slip away unnoticed. In due course, the professor took a sip of his water and was paralyzed. I made sure he was sitting in his chair such that he wouldn't fall. There was no going back at that point, so I concocted a plan on the spur of the moment. A plan to kill Dr. Wilson's murder on this innocent man. I happen to know that the professor always carried a gun. I decided to use that fact to my advantage. I had the bottle of Curare in my handbag, and in my own pistol concealed under my skirt. Of course it would be under the skirt. Under your skirt? So I was right, there were two guns. Yes. And then I finished my coffee and got up to leave. That's when I noticed the professor's gun, which you had presumably placed on the floor. Place where you were sure I would notice it. And everything went according to plan. You noticed the gun as I had intended. And then, just as you bent down to pick it up, bang. That's when you shot the professor with your own gun, even though at that point he was already dead. Naturally, the gunshot caused a commotion, at which point the waiter appeared. Obviously, I assumed Naruhodo thought it was the culprit and apprehended him. I took him to the pantry that adjoins the kitchen and locked him inside. That's when I took the opportunity to turn the professor and his chair around. Because, of course, you needed to make it look like the defendant had shot Dr. Wilson from where he picked up the gun. Well, admitted everything. GG. So there you have it. That is the entirety of my misdemeanor. Please tell me that's all there is to this. Your Excellency. Yes. I wonder. Might I speak with you in private later? Are you gonna try to bribe the judge? Oh gosh. I shall call on you. No! Thank you. Good day then, everyone. What do you mean good day? You're just like walking away like nothing wrong. What do you mean forgive? You should be arrested! I hope you can forgive me, Naruhodo-san. Did she just leave? Did she get arrested? What is happening? It would seem this trial has finally run its course. I presume the prosecution is in agreement. This can't be! Takatsuchi Aoji does not lose! Not the likes of this rookie student! It's like I couldn't have done it if it wasn't for you meddling kids. You better start getting used to tough opposition. Yeah, you and all your ancestors, all your descendants for that matter. Ryunosuke Naruhodo! What? Yes?
This is not an Aoki family name. Will never be forgotten.
You become conceited with age, Council, but the old have to stand aside to make way for the new. Oh yeah, take out that sword. It's the way of the world. May you never forget that. Heck yeah! Look at him go. Ha! Nice aim! Yo! Haha! Ka-ching. That was awesome. 1,000 millennia may pass and still, the Aoshi clan will never measure up to the Naruhodo clan. This trial in the Supreme Court of Japan will, I believe, go down in history as the start of a new chapter in our country's judicial system. I hope you all learn your lesson from this and not let people, like, take evidence and touch it and drop it and just... A lot went wrong here. A lot went wrong here. To say the least. Despite being someone is accused, you, Ryunosuke Naruhodo, presented an excellent case. I thank you, Your Excellency. The use of evidence and deduction to unravel the truth is a modern methodology. After all, it has only been a few short decades since our country opened its doors to the wider world. But the Western ideas of science are rapidly gaining acceptance here. I feel that the science will soon bring new methods of investigation and new procedures of justice. A new future of law awaits. But what it will look like, I cannot begin to imagine. Different from this. That is for the young to pursue. Kazuma Asogi. Yes. After this trial, you are set to embark on a journey of discovery to the illustrious British Empire. Learn all you can. Absorb everything of the wider world that you are able to. And do not forget to fulfill the mission imposed upon you. I understand, Your Excellency. What was that about? Why do you look so grave all of a sudden? Yeah. Seems like there's more to that statement than they're letting on. Never mind. As for you, Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Oh, yes! In you, I sense, how can I put it, unusual potential. I very much look forward to seeing how you carry that onwards. Thank you, Your Excellency. It is time to deliver the final verdict. I hereby find the defendant Ryunosuke Naruhodo not guilty. Bam! Instead of confetti, it's cherry blossom petals. That's great. Hey, good deal. And all the other games is confetti, which is funny. It's like, where does it come from? Did they just have it like in a box overhead and they just like let it down? In this case too, is there someone like higher up just like throwing flower petals down? This court is now adjourned. Chink. 22nd November, 2:46 p.m. Supreme Court of Judicature. Defendants, Antechamber 5. I can't believe it. I can't believe what's happened. I made it. I defended myself and made it through that horrendous trial. Ryunosuke, you finally pulled it off. Congratulations. Well, I couldn't have done it without you. Thank you, Kazuma. Haha. No, it was a pleasure to watch you at work. So, you owe me an extra large sukiyaki from the place on UA University Street, don't forget. Good afternoon. All your hard work has certainly paid off. Hey, it's her again. Congratulations to both of you for proving Naruhodo-san's innocence. Our trustee just... I can't talk. I've been talking for like 3 hours straight. Or almost 4 hours. Our trusty judicial assistant. You worked hard for that result too, you know. Oh no, I didn't do anything. Oh, thank you so much. If we hadn't had that research report and Miss Brent's, I don't know how long things could have turned out. Your kind words should really be for my father. I was simply doing as he asked. It was his idea for me to go to the university and investigate. Your father? Yes, of course. Forgive me for intruding on court proceedings, Your Excellency. Susada Mikatoba, Judicial Assistant to the Defense. Speaking of Mikatoba... Ah, there you are. I believe congratulations are in order. Naruhodo, you did an excellent job. Thank you, Professor. Oh no, it is I who should be thanking you, after all. Efforts exposed the true criminal that took the life of my good friend. Good friend? Oh yes, you mentioned that before. It was you who actually invited Dr. Wilson to Yuma University, wasn't it? Yes, that's right. Professor Mikatoba studies overseas himself. He went to study forensic medicine in Great Britain. Presumably that's when you met Dr. Wilson. Exactly. In those days we worked together in the same hospital. Oh, we worked together. I've never heard you mention that before. Well, it was a long time ago now. Besides. It's your turn, Asogi. Great Britain is a magnificent country. It leads the world. In science, medicine, engineering, culture, and of course, in law. Watch and learn, my boy. See what's happening in the world's largest melting pot. I will. I'll learn all that I can. I swear on this. The spirit of the Asogi clan. You're not taking that sword to Great Britain, are you? Yeah, can you even allow that on the plane? Of course I am. A Japanese man's katana is his soul. This blade shows me where I need to go. And cuts on anything that's in my way. Yes, I've definitely seen how sharp it is already with my own eyes. That reminds me, what's happened to the woman? To Josiah Alberta, I mean, after all, she's guilty of murder. Ah yes, her. It's not easy to tell you this, but... What do you mean? Don't tell me she got away, please, and after all that... Surely she's going to face trial herself now. She's the true culprit, after all. She will be leaving Japan in the very near future, for Shanghai. Okay, what's the significance? What? It's Shanghai? Music got intense there. Giselle will not appear in court again in this country, I'm certain of that. Why? What? Why not? It's a matter of consular jurisdiction. Inspector Hosonaga. It was a hard-fought battle in the courtroom today. You should be in a lot of trouble too, dude. You're tampered with evidence. Very impressive to watch. I must congratulate you. But what's all this about consular jurisdiction? We cannot try this particular foreigner for her crimes here in Japan. What? We can't try her? But then, who's going to bring her to justice? A British consular court will hear her case, somewhere far away where our voices can't be heard. But why a consular court? Professor, I simply don't understand. I thought consular courts were a thing of the past now that we signed the Friendship Treaty. Yes, in normal circumstances, you're right. Then, so long as it's not a serious incident of a highly political nature to our respective governments... They can't vote a consular court just like that! Oh, can't they? Yeah, she's a student, but it doesn't justify our governments making secret agreements about her fate, does it? Something strange is going on, that's for sure. Summerspread can't be held accountable for her actions here in Japan. I'm afraid that for the young student. Today's child is nothing more than a game all along. Oh, come on, no! There's never any danger of comeuppance for her? Oh, it sucks so much. I don't believe it. The British government's Foreign Affairs Ministry has demanded that we hand over custody of Miss Brett. They're obviously taking this case of a foreign student committing murder very seriously. Are they? But it's all going to change from now on. We can make a change. This is a time of great turmoil, this new era heralded by the start of the 20th century. Okay, so this is the beginning of the 20th century. Now we have an idea of when this is. One day, I have no doubt that woman will receive the judgment she deserves. Yes, change is coming, and we're the ones driving it. Well, I think that's enough seriousness for now. This evening calls for a celebratory drink. Professor. You're right, this is no time for gloomy faces. We should be celebrating Ryunosuke's not guilty verdict. Let's start having some fun. In that case, might I suggest luck? Why would you go there again? Ugh. As the head, you're not even a real waiter! As the head waiter, I should be delighted to provide you with ample food and drink. You're a Detective Hosonaga-san, aren't you? Oh yeah, they still never explained why he's coughing blood! That's just been totally overlooked. What? Let's not worry about details for now. To La Carnival! Will you accompany us, Professor? Of course, La Carnival's food is second to none. Will we ever know while he's coughing up blood? Is that ever going to be resolved? Or just no? I shall go and attend to the paperwork for Naruhodo-san's release. Oh yes, thank you. So Giselle Brett will be tried here. I suppose it means I'll never know. I'll never find out why she killed Dr. Wilson. Kazuma? Yes, Ryunosuke. I just wanted to say thanks again. That's all. You really saved my skin today. Ha! I didn't do a thing. You were the lawyer in there, weren't you? That defense was all your own work. Your skills made the difference, though. One day, I bet you'll be the best lawyer in the world. I'm not so sure about that. To be honest, something kept occurring to me over and over during that trial. I couldn't help thinking that maybe you're the one destined to become a great lawyer, not me. What? Come on, be serious. If I helped you today, it was only right at the very start of the trial. But you have a natural talent for it, for being a defense lawyer, I mean. Oh, no, not me. All that tense verbal combat? I never want to go through that again. I did what you told me to do, that's all. Because I knew I could trust you. That's the point. Sorry? What do you mean, that's the point? Listen, Ryunosuke. Do you know what the most crucial weapon is that any lawyer needs in order to win? Knowledge of the law? No. The ability to believe. Oh yeah, believe in their client no matter what. That was like a whole theme of the other Ace Attorney games. To believe? To believe what? A defense lawyer has to fight for his clients. He has to believe in them at all times. Like you believed in me when I said I didn't do it? I'm human, just like you. I don't have some superhuman ability to know the truth. But you have to make a choice about what to believe and stick to it when you're defending someone. Sometime in the courtroom, you could really be backed into a corner. But being able to remain faithful to what you chose to believe in, even then, well, that's not something anyone can do. It takes a special kind of person. Believing in your client. Just look at today's trial. I am a student lawyer with precious little real experience, but you never stop believing in me. Well, You face seemingly hopeless situations time and again, but you never stopped looking for the truth. And in the end, you found it. Through your own efforts, and because you never stopped believing in me. Thanks, Kazuma. There's something I want to ask you, actually, Ryunosuke. Well, it's a favor, really. Something very important to me. It sounds serious. What is... Ah, you're still here, are you? Oh, Inspector Hosonaga. Have arranged some rickshaws for us. Let's go! Thank you. We'll be right there. Guess rickshaw was the taxi of that day, the Uber. Let's pick up this conversation again later. We should be celebrating right now. Your first court victory. And your study tour to Great Britain, don't forget! Ah yes, that too. Oh boy. So my very first trial came to an end. Kazuma, Professor Mikotoba, Susato-san, who acted as my assistant, Inspector Hosonaga, who didn't really play much of a part, but still... It was because of the help and support of all these people that I managed to get through this trial. But more importantly, Kazuma hadn't yet managed to ask his favor. Little did I realize just how much it would change my life. Oh, hint, hint, I guess. And... Woo! We finished the first case chapter. We got our defense debut, as that just said. Okay, so went way longer than I thought I would tonight, but I just got so invested in what was happening and had to know what happened. But yeah, we finished the first trial, case, chapter, whatever you want to call it, episode. It's episode, okay. So that means next time on Thursday, we'll get to resume this with episode 2, which is called The Adventure of the Unbreakable Speckled Band. So who knows what that's going to be about. Anyway, yeah, thank you so much for everyone who hung out and watched. Special shout outs to you, Dawn, for sticking around. Appreciate you. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful night, and I hope to see you around. Goodbye.